After starting the 2020 season at home against two of the better teams in 7A, the Wampus Cats hit the road for the first time this season to face one of the elite teams from 6A, the Jonesboro Hurricane. Both teams are looking to bounce back from losses. Conway to Bentonville and Jonesboro against Cabot last week. Should be a good one. We have the kickoff live from Northeast Arkansas in less than 30 minutes. But first, it's the Conway Regional Health System pregame show. And that's next on Conway Corp. Welcome back to the Conway Regional Health System pregame show. I'm Jeff Matthews, joined by our voices of the Wampus Cats, Levi Gilbert and Tim Roach. Guys, let's talk about last week's game first. We'll get into some other topics in just a moment. A tough night against the Bentonville Tigers, Levi.
Yeah, it was a very exciting game in the first half. I mean,
Yep.
you ended up 17-14 trailing at halftime, and I really liked the poise. We went down early again like we did in the first game against Fayetteville, but just came roaring right back. But after that, the second half was some things got exposed, that's for sure.
All right, so some things got exposed, and Tim, those things are on the defensive side of the ball. We've got some youth over there.
We do, and according to the size charts on both teams from last week, we were undersized as well. So youth being undersized, and I think throughout the rest of the game, as you saw, their offensive line begin to kind of push us around a bit. So I thought we learned quite a bit as the game went on, but we were definitely outmanned in that ball game.
So we're through two of our non-conference games. This game against Jonesboro will be the final non-conference for us, and then some of the other 7A Central teams will play one more next week before it's all conference the rest of the way, starting September 25th when we're at Little Rock Southwest. There were other games last week in the 7A Central. Taking a look at some of those. Little Rock Catholic got a victory over Sylvan Hills, 38-28. Cabot knocked off the Jonesboro team we're about to see, 36-32. Central got a big win. Parkview with the win over Little Rock Southwest in their first home game. North Little Rock, a dominant victory over Harbor, and Bryant got another big victory as well. Guys, as you look at the first couple of weeks of the 7A Central, anything standing out to you? Bryant is 2-0. Cabot is 2-0. North Little Rock's had one game that they've won. Northside is 1-0, but we'll talk about Northside just a second. It feels kind of like you've got the norms still in place with the Bryants and Cabots and North Little Rocks playing good.
Yeah, and that's it exactly, Jeff. I mean, I don't think we've learned anything really from these past 2 weeks other than that Bryant is still Bryant. North Little Rock, their first game under a new head coach, they looked really sharp. And this Cabot offense, we know that offense, we saw it last year. They came to Conway and put up some big numbers. So everything just kind of looks to be rolling the same that it has the past few years, which, if you're a Conway fan, I guess you know what to expect a little bit.
That's exactly right. Now, Tim, if you look at the rest of the schedule tonight, our game against Jonesboro, but then Cabot makes the trip down to El Dorado, Bentonville West makes the trip to Quigley to take on Little Rock Central. Little Rock Southwest hosts their neighbors from I-30. The Benton Panthers will come up, and then Fayetteville is at North Little Rock. So Coach Eldridge, his second game as the head coach of North Little Rock, taking on a Fayetteville team that we saw a couple weeks back. Tim, any of those games stand out to you?
Well, quite frankly, the entire schedule is what it has been for the last 2 weeks. None of these teams are really playing any cupcakes. They're all playing out of conference foes, but they're all very strong. So if you look at the slate, it's still so strong. If you look at the points that just take last week, for example, we went 5-2 in the conference against those non-conference opponents. Our average score, if you take Southwest out of it, and they're still trying to figure things out over there, if you take them out of it, the average score offensively for those teams was 39 points. So this conference is an elite conference in the state. We've got to figure out how to score some more points. I think we can do that, but this is a tough conference. This is really tough.
And a Jonesboro team that Cabot knocked off 36-32, and that Jonesboro team, they play like a 7A. In fact, they almost were a 7A at one point before Little Rock Southwest came in. The other story that's happening with high school football right now, and it's a conversation we've had internally, is how COVID is disrupting quite a few teams around the state, including a team from our conference, Fort Smith Northside, Levi.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of expected it coming into this third week of play because you've had 2 full weeks since all these schools opened back up. We started to get into midweek and I was feeling pretty good. And then I think there were, 3 or 4 schools just midweek that announced that they were going to have to miss games. Fortunately, not very many in the 7A, but the deeper we get into this, I think this is just going to unfortunately be a little bit more common to see.
So we'll get our third game in. So the non-conference season will be complete, then a week off, and then we'll have Little Rock Southwest when we open up conference season in a couple of weeks. Guys, we'll be joining you from the stands in Jonesboro in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining me now. Coming up next, we'll talk to Jason Caruth. He's an athletic trainer, in fact, supervises the athletic trainers from Conway Regional Health System, and he will be with us next on the Conway Regional Health System pregame show coming up on Conway Corp.
You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things because we do. Conway Corp, always on.
Welcome back. It's Jeff Matthews, joined now by Jason Caruth, athletic trainer, who is going to be with us to talk about a lot of things that happen in the world of athletics and athletic training. But obviously in 2020, Jason, you talk about the role that athletic trainers have with COVID and how it's really affecting our youngest athletes, high school athletes, but also on the collegiate level.
Yes, it's been a major difference, obviously, is an understatement of the year. But really, when Arkansas Activity Association cleared everybody for resuming activity the first week of June, we'd already been planning for 4 to 6 weeks. And so we had a good idea what was coming. We started implementing mostly social distancing at the practices and cleaning procedures. And our biggest part there was, number one, educating coaches and parents on what those protocols were and what the benefit of them was. And then secondly, just being on site, making sure that everything was being followed correctly and checking for instance, cleaning products. They're not all created the same. And so we need to make sure that everybody was using something that was appropriate for COVID and had the right time, and that everybody had procedures and policies implemented to help with that. And everybody that we've worked with has done an outstanding job of taking that education and taking the day-to-day changes that have come with it and implementing them to the best of their ability. And that allows us to be where we are today playing football.
And that's actually exactly where I was going with my next question, is the fact that the local athletes, the local coaching staffs, parents, they have done the right thing. And we haven't missed a beat here. And that's not to say that other schools and other communities aren't, but so far so good here in Conway, knock on wood.
Yeah, sure. And even statewide, even though there have been some delays and some changes, a lot of those are out of an abundance of caution. For instance, you'll have an exposure, maybe even outside of school or in the academic setting, from an actual athlete participation area. We've had very, very few issues. And that again, I think is because they've been doing it since June and have taken incremental approach and they're used to the process. The biggest thing that we can say now is the people who are coming to the games, regardless of your feelings one way or the other, we need to follow the guidelines so that we can continue doing what we're doing.
And that's one of the hardest things, because there's a familiarity to everything that we do, but especially like coming to a football game and you sit close to people and you're cheering and you're a part of that. But you just have to handle it differently. And not to sound like an alarmist, but obviously if we don't do it right, this could all go away.
Right. And it's more about, like you said, not to be an alarmist, but we have a lot better understanding now of the virus and the way that it spreads and the things that need to be done than we did in March or April. And so now we're able to basically understand, if you take the right precautions, we're going to be able to continue. And having said that, like you mentioned, that you go to the game and you're used to the way it's always been, and it takes a conscious effort to keep your mask on and be careful about leaning over and whispering in people's, that sort of thing that we're used to always doing. It does take a little bit more thought to the process, but we've all been waiting to get here, and it's worth it to do that one little step to keep going.
outside of COVID, how is everything else that you're seeing? Kids are hydrating the way that they should. We've still got some warm days before we get to the cool days of fall.
Right. And that in a normal situation, that's always our number one priority this time of the year, is making sure that heat illnesses are abated and then treated properly if we have them. One of the real benefits has been that we've had organized activity on campus all through June and July, and that incremental increase has really allowed for some great acclimation. The biggest hurdle that we've had to overcome is how do we supply water in the COVID situation? And so we've come up with some hands-free options and using gloves and limiting who has contact with certain objects and water bottles and cups and things like that. But we've been able to do it and haven't had any significant issues with the heat.
I want to give you a chance to brag on the folks that you work with. Tell me some stories about the way that you've seen people. We've seen it in our ways that they have taken what we've always known in our jobs and completely tossed it out and found new ways. And there's nothing more important than the health of our kids. And you guys have done a great job. I'm sure you've got some stories of folks that work with you that have done that.
Sure. The one that pops out to me the most would be Jacob Walton Connor, who's one of the athletic trainers that covers Conway High. Like I said, the water has been an issue. And so Jacob had been looking online and did some research and basically figured out a way to use a foot pedal and rig that with the pumper systems that we already use for hydration with a faucet, so that it can be used to provide water. And those things will probably outlast COVID in that's just a good way to do it. And so that's one of the things. The other thing really with the hospital system as a whole, as COVID hit and people were redeployed into different areas and doing jobs that were frankly foreign to them, I have had seen nurses working screening stations, working in environmental services, athletic trainers who are working in physicians' offices, doing EKGs. Everybody that I've had contact with is doing something that they don't normally do, and with the vast majority with a smile on their face.
Well, Jason, I appreciate everything that you guys are doing at Conway Regional Health System. Keep it up, the good work, and keep us safe as we continue on in what we hope is a complete football season this year.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. It's Jason Kruth from Conway Regional Health System. Welcome back. Joined now by Wampus Cat cornerback Tyler Garlington. He is in the senior spotlight this week. And Tyler, thank you for joining us. We're getting ready to go on the road for our first game of the season on the road away from John McConnell Stadium. First two games going 1-1. What are your thoughts against the victory against Fayetteville and the loss against Bentonville?
Fayetteville, we were just coming out trying to prove something. And then going into Bentonville, we tried to prepare as much as we could. Our heads weren't in it. We just had to get back to ourselves this week and get ready for the next game.
And you can learn a lot from a loss as much as you can from a win, can't you?
Yes, sir. A lot.
How have the coaches been this week?
They've been cutting down a lot, trying to get back to where we were week one, trying to get focus back, trying to get our intensity back, just trying to get to where we want to be.
Take me back to the earliest memories that you have of playing football. Did you play here in Conway when you were a kid?
Oh, yes, sir. I played in the Little Leagues. I played optimist football. I played for the Jets. Coach Bowser was my coach. He instilled the mentality in me to just go hard and never quit. All right. So week one, we talked to Bryce Bohannon. He was a Jet too, right? Yes, sir. Me and Bryce been playing for a minute now. We're playing back since little kids, like 5th grade.
So is that who you get matched up with from time to time at practice?
Yes, sir. Me and Bryce go 1-1 all the time. Best on best. We try to go against each other. Iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely. So what other things interest you besides playing football on Friday nights?
I go to church. I go to church with my family, and I like to hang out with my friends. I'm a real family oriented guy. I like to hang out with my family. I just had a nephew that was born a couple months ago, so I've been with my family a lot, just getting used to it.
So while you've been going through going to home for school and everything else, and kind of the quarantine we've all been handling, that hasn't been a bad thing for you.
No, it hasn't. It's actually been a good thing.
I hear you. It's good to get to spend more time with family. And so throughout this senior year, we asked Bryce this and Ben last week. What about being a senior for the Wampus Cats? There's an important responsibility that goes along with that for the younger players, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It's all about setting an example. We want the younger kids to just see what we are preparing for, see what our goals are, and see how we attain those goals.
So who is your position coach?
Coach Pankey is our defensive coordinator and our main coach for secondary. But Coach Robinson is also my coach. Coach Robinson, Anthony Robinson, he's our cornerback coach. He's really been pushing us. He's new to Conway, and we really adjusted to his game plan, and we like having him around. He's just setting an example for us and showing us what it's like to be an intense and a good player.
Well, Tyler, it's been fun to watch you play the last few years, the first 2 games of this year, and we look forward to the rest of your senior season. We appreciate you joining us, all right?
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Conway Regional Health System pregame show. I'm Jeff Matthews, joined as always by Coach Fimple. And Coach, let's talk about last week's game. It was the second of back-to-back home games against really good teams for Northwest Arkansas, and ran into a good Tiger team.
Ran into a good Tiger team, and like I said, it's a great test for us. When you talk about fundamentals and technique, that Jody Grant and his staff, they do a great job every year in and out. That's a very senior-laden team. They've got a lot of experience. I know those 2 linebackers, it seems like they have played 10 years with his nephew, Cole Joyce, and they're really good players. We ran into a buzzsaw right there in the third quarter, and that's something we've got to learn from, having a young team that we have and overcoming adversity and meeting the wall when the things like that happen. So it was a good test for us.
And another week of the offense trying to learn the pacing of Mark Kelly's calls.
Just the whole thing was, I thought we had a real good rhythm there in the first half. We got into halftime, got the kids settled down, 17-14, had some opportunities there in the first half. Had a 4th and, 6 or 7 down there close on the 26 that we just overthrow a little bit there. We got a guy open, and those are the things that are going to come with us. The more we have more reps, the more games we play, the better off we're going to be.
Well, these first 3 games, always the non-conference games, are preparing you for the conference season, and we have always had a challenging non-conference schedule here at Conway, it feels like, and that's no different with this week's game against Jonesboro. That's a really good team in Northeast Arkansas.
Extremely well, very athletic, again, a great test for us. These guys, 7A school, basically. I mean, they got athletes just like anybody else. I think that one time they were 7A there for a little bit until Southwest kind of changed the being here in Little Rock, and they put them in and kind of moved them back down. So, it's a quality opponent for us. That's what we want to do. We want to play in big games like this. I told our kids that all week long, and a really good football team that Randy Coleman and those guys have over there.
We're talking to Tyler Garlington this week as our senior spotlight. What can you add that we've already learned about Tyler?
I tell you what makes Tyler great is he's a competitor. Every day in practice, you have a guy over there named Bryce Bohannon that a lot of people would dodge and say, hey, I'll count myself in line where I don't go with that guy. Tyler's exactly the opposite. I think him and Bryce have probably been one-on-one pretty much since June the 3rd when we started. The whole thing is you can tell that leadership between the two of them because, they're going at it on a daily basis. I think Tyler realizes that Bryce will make him better, and I think Bryce realizes that Tyler will make him better. So when you look at that, that's the first thing I learned by watching him practice is just watching him step up against that guy. And again, we're in that growing stage there, but he's a senior, and that mentality that he has to have of being a leader's got to keep coming.
Well, it's good to get to talk to him and Bryson week 1 and Ben last week, and we're excited to do that all season long to spotlight your seniors as we go along throughout the season. Coach, good luck in Jonesboro. We look forward to bringing the game back to folks here in Conway.
Thank you guys very much. Go Cats.
You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things because we do. Conway Corp, always on.
Hello and welcome to Cooksey John Stadium in Jonesboro. I'm Levi Gilbert alongside Tim Roach, and it was a very reserved and beautiful rendition of the national anthem playing there. Jonesboro's band is now playing their alma mater. Oh, we made it. We made it, Tim.
Another week.
We made it. As many schools across the state have had to cancel or readjust non-conference games, your Conway Wampus Cats have gotten through the non-conference schedule unscathed by COVID-19, haven't had to move any games around, and we will end the non-conference schedule here on the road tonight in Jonesboro. The Wampus Cats and Hurricane both come into tonight's games 1-1. Both teams won their openers and then lost last week, kind of in different fashions, but both lost last week. Your Wampus Cats are coming off, I hate to use this word, but kind of a demoralizing second half performance from last week versus Bentonville. And we'll get a chance to see what they learned from that experience and how quickly they can shake it off. Tim, how are they going to do that tonight? What are your three things to watch?
Well, it was a tale of two different games, and 17-14 at halftime. And then things began to kind of steamroll just like we did for Fayetteville. So this week, one of the first things that I would want to focus on is we've got to find a way to get Bryce Bohannon back involved in the game. Bentonville did a great job of neutralizing him. They did a lot of double coverage. Anytime that he was touching the ball, they had somebody on him. So it was the moments that he did get the ball, there was not a lot of room to work. They figured stop Bryce Bohannon, you can stop Conway, and in some ways that worked a little bit. I think we figured out a few things as we got along in the game, but we need to be creative in the way we find Bryce Bohannon. The second thing I would say is from the Jonesboro side, these guys really, for all intents and purposes, beat Cabot last week. They lost on a last-minute bomb into the end zone. They had Cabot on the ropes, and so they did lose the ball game, but they really outplayed Cabot in a number of ways. They've got some people that can really play. The standout for them offensively, two of them really, is Jumper, who's the quarterback. He will remind you a lot about what we saw with Edwards with Bentonville. He runs the ball very well. As a matter of fact, when they run their lead and read option, he'll tend to want to take the ball on himself before he hands it off. That's his first option. Secondly, they've got a tight end, and you'd say, well, a tight end's not going to really be a game changer. We have Jaden Williams, and that's a game changer. But Connor Clark is number 6, and he works the middle of the field like no other. He is fantastic behind the linebackers, in front of the safeties. He can catch the ball. He can run after catch. He's an absolute weapon, and he is a big guy, 6'3", 200. So he's going to be a load. We're going to have to get a lot of hats on him as we go.
And one thing to remember with Cross Jumper, their starting quarterback, that name may sound familiar to a lot of Wampus Cat fans who have been following, Wampus Cats the last couple of years, because he's been starting since he was a sophomore.
Yeah, third year in the running the offensive show, and he's a big guy. I mean, he looks a lot like Edwards in a lot of ways. Throws the ball very well, but he knows what he's wanting to do. When you see him on the field, he looks like he knows what he wants to accomplish. The last thing I would say is this. is that we've got some wide receiver matchups that they, I think, will struggle with if we can do it right. You've got West Boudreaux, who's got a lot of speed. He's back tonight. He didn't really play much in the second game, so he's back tonight. Bryce Bohannon, if we get him loose, we've talked about him. Jaden Williams. Nobody can really match up in the state with Jaden Williams when he's out wide. 6'5" is just unbelievable. And then you've got somebody like Micah Mosby, who scored the first touchdown of the season. He's 6'3". He's thinner than Jaden, but 6'3" and can catch the ball in traffic, and he's great after the catch. So if we get those things lined up, Levi, I think we have a good chance tonight.
Absolutely. Those were Tim's 3 things to watch. And as we mentioned, it's going to be a key tonight, just seeing how sharp these Wampus Cats come out of the gates. A rough second half last week against Bentonville, but all reports from coaches that we've talked to this week are that they had an incredible week of practice. So excited about that. Might see some new things with Bryce trying to get him some looks like you mentioned. And we've also had little birdies telling us, word on the street, is that we might, for the first time this season, see number 24, Manny Smith, the electric junior. So probably in limited action, but we might see his first touches tonight. We're about 5.5 minutes from kickoff here in Jonesboro. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with all the action here on Conway Corp.
Arkansans appreciate community. We work and raise families, care for our neighbors, and come together in good times and bad. At First Security, that local strength is what we love best about our home state. There is commitment here, and heart, and hope. Thank you to everyone who is standing together, learning from one another, and making Arkansas a place we all love to call home. We're proud to be your community bank.
Back in Jonesboro, he's your team captain, Bryce Bohannon. One of the many changes we've seen this year because of COVID-19 and all the new protocols in place. Seems like keeping the same captain and a single captain each week has been one of those new protocols, as Bryce has been the team captain for each time and apparently has won all 3 tosses.
Keep running that guy out to the coin toss. We've, again, so talented in so many ways, including the coin toss. What a keeper.
Yeah, Conway, what can't he do, Bryce Bohannon? Conway has won the toss. They will defer, as they have in the first 2 games, so they will receive to start the second half. They will be kicking off to Jonesboro to start. And we mentioned it before the break, but expect to see some new wrinkles tonight. Of course, we're only in our 3rd week of this new Mark Kelly offense, and expect to see some new weapons tonight that we haven't had a chance to see yet, as we've heard from multiple sources that Manny Smith should get his first action tonight. The junior, number 24, coming off of an electric sophomore campaign a year ago, led the team in rushing touchdowns and just was a showstopper anytime he was on the field. We don't think he's going to see a lot of time tonight, but we do expect to see him get his first touches.
Any time you're going to see Manny Smith, that's okay with me. I know we're looking forward to seeing him. Everyone on the Conway side is. Jonesboro is not looking forward to seeing him. He's an immediate threat if he's out on the field, whether he is a decoy or whether he's actually running as a lead option. We talked to Coach Kelly before the game as well, and another coach as well. They did have a great week of practice. They were both talking about how they bounced back from Bentonville, and Coach Fimple got praise from both of his coaches, saying what a great job he did about getting everybody fired back up. You know, this is a young team. When you think about all the different angles that we've talked about all year long, this is a young team. This is a new offense. When we talked to Coach Kelly, he said, the thing about it is that he's starting to see some of those things where it's more reactive rather than having to think about it. And when you go as fast as Conway does, you really need to be in reactive mode rather than having to think through your responsibilities. So the fast pace, they're beginning to see that. Even against Bentonville, who was such a physical team, they were still able to have some success.
A few other changes we expect to see tonight on the defensive side. Trey Roberts will be getting the start at one of the safety spots. We expect to have Maurice Freeman back starting at linebacker. And Wes Boudreaux on the offensive side has looks like he's shaken off that ankle injury from a week ago. He has returned to the starting role there as well. And we are just a few seconds from kickoff here in Jonesboro. This is a matchup we've seen several times throughout the last few years. Got a low kick there. It's going to be muffed a bit, but covered by Jonesboro right around the 25.
Probably not the intended effort there, but when you get a squib kick rolling down the field, anything can happen. So that's a dangerous play for Jonesboro for sure.
He's still kicking it to that left corner.
Absolutely.
Talking about the freshman kicker, Adrian Mejia. Jonesboro, a lot of weapons. You mentioned Cross Jumper, the 3-year starter at quarterback. Charlie Long starting in the backfield with him. Will Beret, Dawson Wagner, and Kevon Pointer. Jumper's going to look right. Quick out. Hauled in by number 6, Connor Clark.
So we had a guy cut underneath, and had we had our head turned around, may have had a chance to pick that one off, actually. So good coverage, just a good throw.
Jonesboro, much like our new Conway offense, quick to get back to the line. 2nd and 5. Jumper's going to hand off this time to Charlie Long over on the right side, looking for blockers, but he's going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Taken down there by number 6, Ashton Waller.
That's 2 tackles for Ashton in 2 plays. He came up to make the play on the pass play and then really worked the edge hard, strung that out, and the running back had really no option but to go wide.
3rd and 5. 2 receivers near side for Jonesboro. Jumper looking to the right side again, and he's going to be off target. Out of bounds, and we'll see the punt team early here, 3 and out for Jonesboro.
Passes was intended for Dawson Wagner, who's kind of their deep threat, vertical threat, and ran an out route, about a 15-yard out route, but we had it covered up pretty well. That ball was really never going to be complete.
Wes Boudreaux, Bryce Bohannon back to receive the punt for Conway. Will Beret punting for Jonesboro. Much quieter experience tonight. Of course, we are in the stands. We'll talk about that more as we go. We're hanging out in the visiting stands tonight. Both Bryce and Boudreaux going for that punt. Bryce has got so Lane over on the right side, makes another move. He's going to go out around the 40. So Conway going to be starting on the right side of the field.
One way to do it, just pick a player and see who gets it, and let's go with it. So good move there by Bryce Bohannon to bounce it out and get what he could.
This will be the first time we'll see this Wampus Cat offense tonight. They will start with trips to the near side. Bryce Bohannon, number 20, right there in the middle of your screen. Wes Boudreaux and Jaden Williams all on the left. Micah Mosby split out to the far side. Weiss looking for Jaden Williams. Very similar spot that he scored on a week ago, and you see those soft hands there from the senior, juggling that pass in for a short gain.
Well, there's nobody up that high enough to get the ball other than him. So once it popped up, his hands were the only ones going to find it. Good move by Jaden Williams there.
Trips far side. Weiss finding Boudreaux over on the right. A little bubble screen action. He's trying to find a lane there behind Jaden Williams. He's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play, bring up 3rd and short.
Good to see Wes Boudreaux back out there. He actually moved pretty well there, so maybe we've recovered from our ankle injury.
All right, handoff to Bethune over on the left side. He is met at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be close. I think he might have enough for a first down. Good shot there, Jaden Williams, a senior.
Going to call him short.
It's going to be 4th and inches in Conway territory. Conway's going to go for it. A little bubble pass out to Boogie Carr, and he's going to pick up the first down. He made contact in the backfield, made that quick cut.
Great move by Boogie there in the backfield. As you said, the guy came up and actually made a good play at him, but quick feet outmatched the quick tackle.
Quickly back up to the line, 2 receivers to each side. Weiss is going to look left, now over the middle, and he's got Bryce Bohannon, but it's going to be behind him and picked off by Jack Cheatham.
Yeah, that was kind of an errant throw. It was in a good spot. We got our hands on it, but when you get the tip drill, anything can happen, and normally that's a defensive play.
Yeah, Bryce doing his best to reach back and try and haul that one in, thrown a little bit behind him and tipped up for Cheatham. So Jonesboro is going to take over right around the 23. Jumper's going to hand the ball off to the backup running back over on the left side. That's Brock McCoy. He's going to pick up about 5.
They have a couple of running backs that they run in. Charlie Long is the one that started the game, number 7. This guy tends to be their lateral guy. He tries to bounce it outside, while Long is more of an inside threat.
Keep an eye on that as we go. Jumper with the fake, looking over the middle, and he overthrows number 11, Dawson Wagner.
So on that throw, Trey Roberts found his man. That's a soft part of the zone, so that's always going to be a spot where you got to worry about it. But Trey Roberts came up, made contact with him after the ball was right at him, and so that's a memory tackle right there. That's one you want to send a message to. So great job there by Trey Roberts.
3rd and 6 coming up for Jonesboro. First possession ended in a 3-and-out. Jumper looking left, gets a quick release off, and he's going to have a first down and then some as Ashton Waller is chasing down Kevon Pointer, and he is not going to catch him. It's going to be a 72-yard touchdown pass. Jonesboro on the board first.
Just a kind of a simple down route on the boundary, and we had too much room between our cover guy and the wide receiver. Once he made a move after he caught the ball, there was really no chance to catch him there. Ashton did a good job of trying to chase him down, but there was really no catching him.
6-0. Extra point attempt coming up for Roscoe. It's up and it's good. 7-0. Jonesboro with the early lead, 9:17 to go here in the first quarter. 30-second break, and we're back here on Conway Corp.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
Back at Cooksey John Stadium, 9:17 to go. Jonesboro with the early 7-0 lead off the long touchdown pass from cross jumper to Pointer.
Well, they've only had a success on one play, really.
Yeah.
And that's the one you don't want. But when you get loose on the boundary and in that coverage, once you get by the first lead tackler, it's going to be trouble from there.
Roscoe set to kick off for Jonesboro. Bethune and Bryce Bohannon back to receive. Now Moix had called a fair catch in front of Bohannon, but Bohannon came up to receive it. They are going to let the fair catch stand. So Conway will take over just behind the 20. I'm going to say right around the 17. Difficult angles tonight in the stands.
Yeah, I was trying to read the marker there. Unfortunately, there where he did the fair catch and where he caught the ball is where it goes at that point.
It'll be trips to the left for Weiss. Boogie Carr in the backfield. See how Conway responds after the interception. Weiss looking over the middle again, and connected with Wes Boudreaux.
That's the Mark Kelly special. That's that inside slant right behind the line of scrimmage and in front of the linebackers. Going to get 6 to 7 yards there if it's complete.
Yeah, gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2. Going trips left again. Going to fake the car, get it out to Bryce Bohannon. He's got a little bit of space. He's trying to pick up the first down. And he's going to have enough for the first down on the quick reception.
That's a good move by Bryce just to get ahead of the stakes before he really tried a lot of wiggle. And so the main thing there was to just make sure we get a first down. So that's what he did.
They're going to go trips tight to the right. They're going to hand off to Carr. He's going to follow those 3 receivers over on the right side for a short gain. Still on his feet. A little bit of a new wrinkle there. First time we've seen that formation.
Yeah, Coach Kelly said there were a few things they added in this week, and so we're going to see a few things as we go through. And we see our first Manny Smith sighting in the slot.
Manny Smith, you see him next to Bryce Bohannon in the slot. And he's going deep, and Weiss is going to get sacked in the backfield by number 3, Cameron Clark. So Clark coming on the blitz. Conway offensive line unable to pick it up.
Yeah, that was the right defensive call for that play. We had a play that needed some time to develop to work our guys down the field, and with the blitz on it was not going to happen at that point.
Manny staying on the field, 2 receivers to each side. Weiss looking over the middle to Bryce Bohannon on the quick slant. Bohannon going across the field. And he's still got room over on the right side going out near the 40. So they're going to be very close to picking up. They're going to call, well, keep watching the near judge over here.
It's going to be close. First down.
First down, Conway.
Well, I will tell you, when Bryce caught the ball, even though you keep thinking, well, he's not going to be able to make anything out of this one. And then you remember it's Bryce Bohannon. Had to go across the entire length of width of the field to be able to make that happen. He's just so fast.
Boudreaux, Bohannon, and Williams to the left. They're going to hand off to Bethune. He finds a lane up the middle. He's going to have another first down for Conway. Call it a gain of almost 15.
Downhill runner. If he gets that gap and that seam, he's going to get into their secondary very quickly. He doesn't make a lot of wiggles. He just goes through the seam and proceeds forward.
Definitely an instinctive runner.
Yeah.
Doesn't need a lot of space. They're going to run this tight formation again. Little pitch to Bryce Bohannon. He finds some room over on the right side. He's still on his feet.
So that's one of the wrinkles that we heard about, was potentially putting Bryce in the backfield, giving him a chance to basically be a running back. He can be everything else. Why not run the ball from the backfield? So good play there by Bryce.
Conway will go 2 receivers split out to both sides. Weiss looks right, gets a quick out to Wes Boudreaux. Wes is going to pick up the first down.
Good to see West again involved in the game plan. We missed him last week. I mean, I understand we had some other things going on in that game, but West is a big part of this offense. Really fast, really quick feet.
Dylan Silverman Barnes checking in at receiver. Number 4, the left of your screen there. Weiss looking deep across the middle. He finds Wes Boudreaux. Quick in route, another first down. Boudreaux coming up. A little limp there.
Sometimes those little tackles get you a little bit rolled up. Hopefully he's okay.
Conway quickly back to the line. Going to be another handoff to Bethune. It's bouncing over on the right. It's going to gain a couple yards. It's hard to get off the field quickly if you come up limping a little bit.
Forced West to run a little bit faster than probably what he wanted to do, but he did get off the sidelines in time. Jaden Williams back in the game now.
Yeah, Jaden checking back in. It's going to be 2nd and 5 from the 6. Jaden in tight on the left side. Going to be a handoff to Bethune. He's following Jaden. He's going to get down to about the 2-yard line.
Good move forward there. Had the ball really got hit at the line of scrimmage and just kind of moved himself forward and finished up at the 2. Good leg strength there for sure.
3rd and 2, they'll stick with that same formation. Jaden Williams in tight. Bethune set up behind Weiss, a little to the left. They're going to hand off to him again, makes the cut to the right, and he's going to score easily. Jamal Bethune, his 3rd touchdown run on the season. 7-6.
Great run by Bethune there. He actually found a little bit of room out, more outside of where he was expected, but Ekman had done a great job of kicking his guy out. He found the seam. Pretty easy walk-in after that.
Jamal Bethune has rushed for more than 200 yards in his first 2 games this season. Brings on the freshman Mejia. His kick is up, and it's good. We are tied here in Jonesboro, 7-all. 5:31 to go here in the first quarter. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp.
Helton's Wrecker U-Haul has the service you need. Whatever the automotive problem, Helton's has the diagnostics to repair it. If you're moving across town or across country, Helton's is your #1 choice for U-Haul in Conway. We have a wide selection of packing supplies for every aspect of your move. Also, we sell and install hitches. Call 327-4696 for a quote. At Helton's Wrecker U-Haul, we are always on our toes. Give us a call at 327-7681.
5:31 remaining here in the first quarter in Jonesboro. Conway tying it up on the short touchdown run from Jamal Bethune, his 3rd touchdown of the season. 7-7 here at Cooksey John Stadium.
Love seeing Jamal Bethune on the goal line offense. He has a knack for finding that one little small seam, getting his body turned sideways and finding the gap.
And what a weapon if you're Conway. You have the ability to split Jaden Williams out at receiver, but then you also have the ability in these tight sets to bring him into a more traditional H-back role, which, guess what, is not unfamiliar for him. He did that the last 2 years.
Yep. He followed Williams as he came across the offensive line there. And again, once you do that, not only do you have the problem of him blocking, but he's just a blocking mechanism with his vision. You get a small guy like Bethune behind Jaden Williams. It's hard to find him. You just can't find him.
So far it's been one big play for Jonesboro. This will be their 3rd possession. 3 and out on their first. Jumper's going to hand this one off. Charlie Long right up the middle. Nice gain of around 5.
A little bit like Jamal Bethune in that he's very good about finding the seams and the gaps, and he'll pop it pretty quick, pretty low to the ground, hard to find, hard to get your shoulders into him because he's so low to the ground.
Sophomore Jaden Robinson with the stop on that last play. Jumper quick over the middle to the tight end Clark. He's going to pick up a first down, taken down by a number of Wampus Cats, led by Maurice Freeman, junior linebacker.
So we talked about him in the beginning of the game. He's an absolute weapon, 6'3", 200 pounds, and he finds those spots in the zone. He's just really a smart receiver and can do something with it after the catch for sure.
1st and 10 for Jonesboro at the 37. Jumper looking left quickly. He's going to find Clark again. Low tackle coming in.
That was Trey Roberts. Trey came in, and again, this is one of those, it's basically about a 6 or 7 yard curl route, and it's in behind the linebackers but in front of the safety, so it's just a soft spot. We've got to find a way to get there just a little faster.
Junior Trey Roberts getting the start tonight. That other safety spot alongside Ashton Waller. Jumper looking deep over the middle this time. He lofts one up, and there's going to be a flag on the play. They're going to get Tyler Garlington with some contact over there on the far side of the field.
You know, last week when Jonesboro played Cabot, they really didn't work the boundaries from like a fly pattern perspective. Most everything that they did through the first 3 quarters of the game at least were to Connor Clark across the middle of the field, and this is 2 times now where they've tried to go long. They were going to go long there as well. Probably a good play by Tyler as he lost his position on him and reached out and grabbed. So good call by the officials, but also probably a good decision as well.
Might have saved another touchdown for Jonesboro. We'll bring up a first down for the Hurricane. Across the defensive line, your typical starters tonight: Trey Banks, number 96, Jalen McEwen, 91, and Levern Floyd, 98. Jumper's going to hand off to Long out on that left side. He's going to string things out for a gain of around 3 or 4.
Got around the edge there, and when you see someone in kind of a pancake situation from a blocking perspective, that normally means you've got some arms around him, but no call on the edge there.
2nd and 7 coming up for the Hurricane. 2 receivers to the right for Jumper. He's going to look left quickly as he finds Pointer again on a quick out to the left side.
Well, when you go deep twice, and it's really just a fly pattern, now you're starting to back up on it a little bit, and that room gets a little bit bigger and bigger, and the spot to throw a quick out happens at that point.
Defense playing a little hesitant over there on that far side. Jumper's going to roll out to the right, and he's got Clark. It's going to be Tavis Taylor coming in from behind, making the play.
We're trying to get some speed out there on the edges as well as some of our linebacker spots just to try to cover not only their outside linebacker wide receivers, but also try to get a quick guy on Connor Clark. He's going to be a load to handle for sure.
Coming up on 3 minutes left to play in the first quarter. 2nd and 2 coming up for the Hurricane. Jumper's going to hand off to McCoy. McCoy trying to string it out over there on the right. No gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Good job on our outside edges containing that and really stringing it out to the boundary.
Jumper has Pointer and Wagner out to his left. He's going to keep it this time. Design quarterback keeper right up the middle. He's going to pick up that first down.
In critical moments, you're going to see Jumper call his own number. That's going to happen. So on 3rd down and short, you can count on him getting the ball a lot.
1st and 10 at the 14. Jumper looking left, and he's going to get almost sacked as he's trying to make something out of nothing. He's finally going to get dragged down. Number 8, Jaden Robinson.
Did a good job with speed there to contain him because he was finding a way to stay loose long enough. You were hoping he was not going to find a seam eventually, but good job by Jaden there getting up into the middle of it.
Robinson with the sack is going to bring up 2nd and 16. Jumper looking left again, pump fake. More pressure coming up the middle, and he's hit by Proc. Proc knocks the ball out. It looks like Tavis Taylor there to jump on it for the Wampus Cats.
Well, when the offense is moving, what you need is a break. You need something really good to happen. Preston Proc made a great hit on the edge, right on the ball, knocked it loose, and Tavis Taylor was there to jump on it.
One thing I really wanted to watch tonight is this defensive line, how they responded after getting pushed around a little bit a week ago, and especially in that second half against Bentonville, a very big Bentonville offensive line, and defensive line has responded well tonight. Weiss finding Bohannon out on the left side. It's going to be a quick gain of 8 or 9.
We're getting that set up real well. We've hit Bryce on these short routes, 3 times now. There's going to be a moment where they're going to jump on that, and we're going to go long. That could happen.
Weiss quickly out to the right. Finds Boudreaux.
That's
it was Manny Smith.
There we go.
1st and 10 Conway.
Great to see Manny on the field. That's his first play this year in terms of touching the ball.
First touch gets a first down for the Wampus Cats. 3 receivers to the left. Weiss looking for Williams. Goes right through his hands.
Yeah, that was a good throw there. Jaden didn't get his head around in time. There was really only one way to drop that ball in, and that was high on his shoulder. Just didn't get his head around in time.
Great placement there from Weiss. Conway will stick with trips to the left. Bethune in the backfield. They'll hand off to him on the left side. He makes a cut in the middle. Still having a hard time bringing him down. It's going to be a gain of 9.
Great job there by Nick DeBoard. Pulled from his right tackle position over into that side of the field, and he followed DeBoard all the way through.
3rd and 1 for Conway. Another hand to Bethune. Looks like the same play. He's going to pick up that first down right at midfield.
This time behind Jacoby Ekman. Bethune is doing a great job when he has to wait for that thing to happen for his lineman to clear a spot. He can do that. He's got a good second, third step there.
Silverman, Barnes, and Boogie Carr checking in for your Wampus Cats. 2 receivers out to each side. Weiss is going to hand it off to Carr. He's going to get a gain of 3 on that right side.
They brought up the other Cameron Clark, from his linebacker position. He was in the backfield pretty quickly there, got a hold of Boogie from the backside, and that's the end of the first quarter.
Yep, they will not get a play off. That's the end of one. Tied 7-7 here in Jonesboro. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Corp.
Take it outside, boys! Johnson's down the right side. He crosses over to O'Connor and shoots. Oh! Brilliant.
You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Tell your insurance provider you choose All Clean USA.
Mom said take it outside.
Back in Jonesboro, tied at 7. At Conway Corp, we believe in providing the very best services for you and your family. That's why Conway Corp offers a home security and home automation service. With it, you get the reliability and peace of mind of a home security system backed by a local team you know and trust. Learn more at conwaycorp.com. So after 1, tied up all here at 7. Conway will have 2nd and 7 to start the second quarter. Weiss is going to give it to Bethune, and he's got a big hole in the middle. Makes a cut to the right, making the Hurricane miss. It's going to be taken down past the 20. Big gain for the Wampus Cats.
You know, you kind of expect to see that out of a Bryce Bohannon run or a Manny Smith run. Jamal Bethune is really kind of more of a slasher. He made 3 guys miss, just absolutely broke their ankles there. What a great run.
Call it a 26-yard run for Bethune. Weiss getting it out quickly to the right. Looked like we might have had a little miscommunication.
Yeah, the ball got tipped, Levi, at the line of scrimmage. Looks like Anderson, number 44, got his hands up on that pass. Trying to go to Micah Mosby.
2nd and 10. Trips to the left for Conway. Weiss is going to roll right. They got a little screen set up for Boogie Carr, and he's got room. Tripped up. He had 6 on his mind.
That looked like that was going to be 6 for sure. Made a play right at the very end to trip him up.
Well, he had some room out there and had Jacoby Ekman leading the way out in front.
It was a great play call.
Looks like we've got an official timeout on the field here. Looks like we might have an injury on the field. We'll go ahead and take a 60-second break here and be back on Conway Corp.
From day one, Centennial has been there for the people of Conway, the people that teach us, protect us, guide us, and work to make Conway better every day. That's why we've donated over $5 million to local organizations and causes, and we have the same commitment to serving you. for life's milestones and everyday moments. Centennial Bank, proud to call Conway and Faulkner County home.
You're watching Conway Corp, Channel 5 and 585, Conway's source for local community programming. Here you'll find the Wampus Cats, Conway City Council, here and there featuring local events, burn and breathe that will get your heart rate up and down. Find new adventures on Away for a Day or grab your sketch pad and draw with Mr. Foy's easel. Plus, learn more about Conway Corp's story. We're creating original programming with Conway in mind on Conway Corp, Channel 5 and 585.
Back in Jonesboro, the injured Wampus Cat was number 70, Nick DeBoard, starting right tackle.
Walked off really under his own power, and they're getting a good look at him, but he's walking through it okay.
That'll bring in senior Kobe London now over in that right tackle spot. Hand off to Bethune. Makes a move in the middle, and he's going to score. 6-yard touchdown run for Bethune, his second touchdown of the night.
Just kind of picked his spot there. I mean, just really, he made contact at the line of scrimmage, worked through that, found the second level, found the gap, and just moved himself into the end zone. Just a strong downhill runner.
Apologize for my initial lack of excitement on that call, but it looked like
I didn't think he was going to get in.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was going to get in. Jamal Bethune making things happen here in Jonesboro. Conway taking the lead 14-7, 11:27 to go here in the first half. 30-second break, and we're back here on Conway Corp.
Community is everywhere. Banking where you are, when you need it. On any device. At home. And wherever you play. We're committed to offering excellent service, competitive rates, and convenience in each of our 27 locations and beyond. Visit our website and discover how we can help your community at First Community Bank, where community is everything.
Wampus Cats taking their first lead of the night here in Jonesboro on the 6-yard touchdown run from Jamal Bethune, his second here in the first half. Conway leads 14-7.
Bethune on the goal line, and when you say Bethune on the goal line, obviously it means from about the 8-yard line all the way through to the goal line. He made 2 guys miss and then carried another defender into the end zone. So he makes his yards after contact are amazing. When he gets his shoulders squared and his legs really churning, he just makes things happen.
Good look at the freshman kicker there, Adrian Mejia. His flashy kicks. Freshman has looked good in these first 3 non-conference games. Good kick here. It's going to be taken in from Brody Williams. He finds a spot in the middle, but he's going to be tripped up. Looked like Tyler Garlington on the play.
Yeah, good play by Tyler. If he doesn't make that tackle there, that's going to be another long return. So good job by Tyler.
This defensive line getting some pressure on the last Hurricane possession. Trey Hill checking in now, right in the middle, number 94.
Also seeing Dalen Parker in the ball game, playing at the outside linebacker position.
Tavis Taylor has been mentioned a lot. He's on the field currently. He had that fumble recovery on Jonesboro's last possession.
A lot of speed.
See what Jumper can cook up here. He's going to keep it over on the left side, and he is brought down by number 98, Levern Floyd.
Levern had a hold of Jumper and the ball at the same time, and so at that point you're trying to rip and strip, and unfortunately carried the quarterback another 3 yards.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3, coming up for Jonesboro. Jumper's going to keep it again right on that left side. He'll pick up the first down and then some. Crossing over midfield down near the 45.
Yeah, when they need something to happen, you can count on a couple of things happening. Cross jumper running the ball or throwing the ball to Connor Clark. That's when they have to have it, and they needed a momentum change. They obviously need something to happen. That's what you're going to see.
Fresh set of downs coming up for Jonesboro. Jumper joined by Brock McCoy in the backfield. McCoy, a sophomore, and he'll get the carry here. He's going to get swallowed up. I think that's Jaden Williams out there playing some defensive line. No. Levern.
Levern and Preston Prock both really collapsed on the end there.
We keep hearing these rumors that Jaden Williams is going to see some time on the defensive line, so I keep expecting it.
Haven't seen it yet, but we will know it when we see it, though, I guarantee you.
2nd and 9. Jumper looking over the middle, and he's got Clark for a huge gain. Clark still staying on his feet. Ball on the ground, and Conway is going to recover. So Clark with the big play, but another big defensive play from your Wampus Cats. Their second forced fumble here in the first half and second fumble recovery.
He really found that's the zone, right? It's behind the linebackers, in front of the safeties. He made one guy miss, but it looked like Trey Roberts came in and stripped the ball, continued with the play, stayed with him. What a great play by Trey Roberts, and then we were there to cover the ball. Just an awesome job staying with the play that looked like it was over with. Trey Roberts, what a great job.
Conway going to take over at the 8. Weiss rolling out to the right. He's going to try and get it out to Bryce Bohannon. Bryce getting a big hit on that catch, and it's going to be a couple flags in the backfield. I think there might have been a late hit on Weiss. I'll be honest, I did not see the hit on Weiss, but judging by the fan reactions here on this visiting side.
A hold.
Yeah, going to be a hold against your Wampus Cats.
Pretty hard tackle here on the side as well. Might have been a chance to call a personal foul. Came in really high towards the head, but we get the holding in our backfield. The good news is it wasn't in the end zone. It was out enough to be able to just back us up more.
So it'll bring up 1st and 14 from the 4-yard line. They're going to hand off to Bethune, and he's met quickly at the line of scrimmage.
Made something out of nothing there. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, fell forward, grabbed, got us back almost to the original line of scrimmage.
Number 24, Marco
9:22 to go here in the first half. Weiss looking to his right, trying to find West Boudreaux over the middle, and it's almost picked off by John Paul Pickens.
John Paul Pickens had 2 picks last week against Cabot. He just basically lurks back there and waits for that middle throw to come and then tries to jump the route, and he almost got there that time.
It's a serendipitous name for a
Pickens.
Defensive back. Pickens
yes.
Almost with the pick there.
Unfortunately.
And Manny Smith checking into the game. He's going to be split out to the left side in that slot position. We'll go empty backfield for Weiss. 3rd and 12. And that ball's going to get batted at the line of scrimmage.
That's two tips, and that one was batted backwards. That's 2 tips already for Anderson on the edge. Really tall defensive end. One of the things that we've got to do with Ben is, because he's a shorter quarterback, is to find that lane. And so far on that side, Anderson's had a couple of spots.
So Conway backed up to the 6. Ashton Waller is going to have to get this punt off quickly. It's Brody Williams back to receive for Jonesboro.
Back to receive for the Hurricane number 1, Brody Williams.
We saw Waller handle a rough snap a week ago and get one off. Nice short punt from Waller. It's going to take a soft Conway bounce. Won't allow Williams to return it. Jonesboro will take over right around the 46.
That was a really good job, to your point, of getting the ball out. At that point, what you want to do is just get out of that spot, and when you start anywhere close to midfield stripe, when you're punting from the back of your end zone, that's a good position to be in. That's at least what you want right there.
So the last 2 possessions for the Hurricane, a lot of momentum, moving the ball.
Looked good, yeah.
But then big defensive plays from Conway, 2 forced fumbles and 2 fumble recoveries. Jumper's going to hand off to Charlie Long, team captain for Jonesboro. Going to be a pickup of 4.
Lever and Floyd making a good stop there. They're trying to pop the same inside zone that we do with Jamal Bethune.
Jonesboro with 2 receivers to each side. They've got Clark split out now outside of that tight end slot. Jumper's going to look over the middle and almost picked off by Trey Roberts.
Trey's having a real nice game right now. He saw that play developing. Wagner broke, and before he even broke, Jumper had the ball released, and so Trey saw the release of the ball and came up and really knocked it clean.
Trey getting his first start of the season. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Hurricane. They're still looking to get the call in. Play clock at 11.
Got to watch Clark here.
Empty backfield for Jumper. He tosses one up, trying to give some time to number 11, Dawson Wagner. The pressure was coming from this Wampus Cat defense.
And 2 guys in the same spot there, Wagner and Clark, were both basically in the same location, so we had enough people there to try to make something happen. It looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down. This is a spot where you kind of would expect that. But also I would tell you that Jumper came up a little bit gimpy on that last one.
I believe Jumper does have the ability to step back and do these short punts.
That's right.
For Jonesboro. I think we're going to get a timeout from Conway. Timeout on the field. Conway leads 14-7, 8:26 to go here in the first half. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Corp.
Attention, please. The news conference will start in mere moments.
Hi, welcome. Good day. I know you have lots of questions about the mysteries surrounding the new Ford Bronco.
We have questions. Over here.
I know you're excited about the new Ford Bronco. The simple answer is Smith Ford is here to help you order and build your new 2021 Ford Bronco.
Come experience Smith Ford's family customer service in Conway, exit 127, right off of I-40.
Back in Jonesboro, Conway leading 14-7. 4th and 6 coming up for the Hurricane. Conway took a timeout to talk things over. Jonesboro at the 42. Looks like they are going to go for it here. Trey Banks chasing him down from behind. Jumper forced out to the left, but it looks like he might have picked up enough for that first down. Man, it is going to be close.
Way close. Conway believes it's short, but they're an optimistic bunch. Let's see what happens. The officials are calming everybody down, trying to get some.
The officials not letting the Conway
they are not.
Defense influence them at all.
I believe them. Good news is they don't have to run the sticks too far.
Yeah, just a few feet there. So we will not be able to see it, but we will be able to see the reaction when they put this stick down. No, they're calling it a first down. Oh, man.
Wow.
Nobody on the Conway defense thought it was a first down.
Our coaches are not reacting like it's something that's amiss there, but our players, when it's that close, bless their hearts. They worked hard for that one. See if we can't get a stop here.
First down for the Hurricane. Ball at the 35. Jumper fakes. He's got pressure right up the middle again. Lever and Floyd with the sack.
Now that's how you begin to get rid of the Bentonville hangover. That's a great play. He made the slice inside of his guy, stayed, really kind of got a hook with his shoulder, and was able to wrap up, quite frankly, a very elusive quarterback.
2nd and 14 after that sack from Floyd. Jonesboro gonna get to the line and look to the sidelines for the play call. Play clock at 6. They have to hurry up and get this one off. And they do. Fake the handoff Jumper hit as he throws it, but he's going to connect over the middle with Beret. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for Jonesboro.
Beret did a good job just holding on to the ball there. Troy cleaned up the play with a pretty nice lick.
Trey Banks was about a half a second away from another sack for this Conway defense. Jumper's going to keep it over on the right, and he is getting chased down. The ball is out again. Not sure who knocked it out, but we'll wait for the call here to see who maintained possession. They're going to say Jonesboro landed on it. It's the 3rd fumble here in the first half. So forward progress after the fumble recovery is going to bring up a 4th and call it inches. Jumper hands off to Long, and he's going to dive for the easy first down. Conway defense pointing to the line of scrimmage. Not sure what's going on there.
A little bit of a, it's getting a little bit chippy out there as Jonesboro struggling to hold on to the ball and making some of these tight plays. Things get a little bit intense out there. That's okay.
So 6:25 and ticking away here in the second quarter. First down for Jonesboro. Jumper quickly looking left, and he's going to throw it short, intended for Wagner.
That's a case where he's had a lot of pressure the last 3 or 4 passes, and so he felt like he needed to get rid of it more quickly, and his receiver had not even come out of the break yet.
Yeah, and it didn't look like he quite had a good handle on the ball.
Yeah.
Looked like he kind of shot putted it out there a little bit.
Yep. Humid fall night. Might have got a little slick out there.
But I'll say it's been nice.
No, it's not too bad.
Not too hot. I like it. Trips to the left for Jonesboro. Here comes the pressure from Proc. They find Beret on the screen pass, and he's got some room on the left side, and he is going to dive into the end zone. I think they're going to say he's down right around the 3 or 4 yard line. Flag on the field.
May have had a guy downfield. I'm not sure exactly where the catch ended up, but we may have a guy downfield. Let's see.
Well-timed call for that screen pass.
I got a
holding against Jonesboro.
Even better.
It's going to be called on Zach Oliver, the backup starting right guard.
They lost their starting right guard last week at Cabot, and he had to come in fairly late in the ball game and did a good job. He himself got hurt and was out of the ball game for a little while as well. But good break for the Wampus Cats there.
So after the penalty is assessed, that'll bring up 2nd and 16. Every time Jonesboro has had something good going, bit themselves. They're going to get a pass to Brock McCoy on the wheel route, and he's going to pick up the first down.
Well, we completely lost sight of the running back coming out of the backfield there, and what they're doing right now is taking advantage of our speed and our pressure inside. We're getting to the quarterback, but now they're using it against us.
So that's going to bring up 1st and goal for Jonesboro. We've got an official timeout on the field, giving Jalen McEwen some time to
get his
mouthpiece on about 20 yards back.
This has been a long drive. A couple of 4th down conversions.
1st and goal from the 9. That's the sirens on our end. Jumper's going to hand off to Charlie Long, and he is met right in the backfield. There he is, number 89, Jaden Williams.
Waiting for it to happen, and what do you know? We found a Jaden Williams on defense.
I've been waiting for that call for 2 weeks now.
That looked like he's played some defense before. he made a great play on off of his block, and there was no stopping that.
Here's the challenge I'm having: 89-98.
Lee
Floyd and Jaden Williams.
He's still out there now. He's on the left side, our defensive right side.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 12. Jumper buying some time out on the right side. He floats one up. He's got 2 targets in the backfield, but neither one of them can haul it in. That's going to be Wiseman in defense there.
Great play by Troy Wiseman, because that ball had a chance to be completed, and there were a couple of guys in the area. But once the ball got there, he made a great job of getting to the play and breaking it up as they were trying to make it haul in.
3rd and goal from the 12. Does this Conway defense have it in them again?
Wow.
Play clock at 10. Jonesboro now getting up to the line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jumper's looking left. It's going to go over the middle, and Conway well defended there. I think that was Bryce Bohannon.
Well, we've got guys playing on both sides of the ball now that are playmakers. So Jaden Williams and Bryce Bohannon it was in there, and Trey Roberts almost had a chance to pick that off as the ball was tipped, just outside his reach.
We were told Bryce would see some time in the secondary on 3rd down packages, and he sure did tonight. That's going to bring in Tennyson Roscoe for his first field goal attempt tonight. 30-yard field goal attempt is up, and it's good. So Jonesboro cutting the lead to 4. 14-10. Conway still leads this one. 4:41 to go in the first half. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp.
When you're looking for a new home in Conway, why not call on someone who knows the city better than anyone? Velda Luters with Coldwell Banker RPM Group. She has 25 years of experience and understands every aspect of the home buying and selling process. Buying a home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Working with Velda is easy because she knows your needs are unique, and she gives you the personalized service it takes to find your perfect home. She loves Conway High Sports and is a longtime supporter of the Conway Wampus Cats and Lady Cats. Find current listings at her website, veldaluters.com, or give her a call.
Back in Jonesboro, 4:41 to go here in the first half. Conway leads 14-10 after the 30-yard field goal attempt from Roscoe for Jonesboro. Plenty of time to go here for Conway to maybe put some more points on the board before halftime.
This is the offense to do it, right? This offense doesn't need a lot of time.
Bethune and Bohannon back to receive for Conway. They're going to do one of those high kicks. It's going to be hauled in over on the far side by Tyler Garlington. Conway will take over at the 25-yard line.
Good play there by Tyler. That's the right thing to do.
Well, we saw.
Learned that lesson at Bentonville, right?
We saw how that didn't play out well for the Wampus Cats a week ago. Yep. Second half against Bentonville. Here comes this Wampus Cat spread offense. Trips to the right for Weiss. He's going to look to that right side quickly, finds Wes Boudreau. Going to go out of his hands. Incomplete.
That's a long throw right there for that kind of spot that gives the defenders a little bit too much time to come up and make the play.
Still haven't really seen Conway try to go deep yet tonight. Weiss gonna do a quick little pass out to Bethune in the flats. He's gonna get a gain of around 5 or 6.
Yeah, one of the downsides of having Bryce and Jaden Williams playing defensively there at the end is they're not out here at this point for this series. So unless that's Bryce, then maybe Bryce out to the far side. I can't tell. It's probably his Bryce. Jaden's not out there.
3rd and 6. Weiss under pressure, and he is going to be sacked deep in the backfield.
Yeah, so one of the reasons why we're not really going vertical is we're not having the time to go vertical.
That's true.
So we're having to do quick pieces. And that's the thing. That's the difference between Jonesboro's defensive line and Bentonville's. Bentonville's so huge They just did a lot of push through. These guys are really fast. 54 light can make a lot of differences in the pass rushing game for Jonesboro.
Conway going to let this clock tick down, try and get as much off the clock as possible, and they'll have to call a timeout here. Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp. Back in Jonesboro, this is the final non-conference game for your Wampus Cats. Also, the longest drive of the season for the road trip. Got a pretty good crowd in these away seats here in Jonesboro, but if you're staying home watching tonight, you can always interact with us. 5 Sports Live on Twitter, 5 Sports on Facebook, and you can always chat with us in the YouTube chat. Waller
Great
getting
punt.
the punt off. Wow.
Wow.
He just boomed that one, and it takes a soft bounce. Conway's going to put it down around the 33.
That best punt in 2 years, really. I mean, that was a high tight spiral. What a great time to have that kind of kick. Great job, Ashton.
Yeah, you said it right. Perfect timing after a quick 3 and out. You're hoping to get some movement down the field with about 4 minutes left when the possession started. It was a quick 3 and out for the Wampus Cats. 3:15 remaining here in the second half.
This is a dangerous
first half, excuse me.
Yeah, this is a dangerous spot for us because you've got some weapons out here that if they get in a quick cadence and get some rhythm, they could be trouble.
See Kevon Pointer near side over here. He's the one that had the long touchdown pass in the first quarter, and they're looking for him again. Cross jumper is going to catch him on a comeback route. They're going to say it's incomplete.
Tyler Garlington did a great job there. Right? So that's a young man learning from what's going on early in the game. He stayed off of him just enough to make sure that he couldn't do the quick route, and he tried the hitch. He tried to hitch and go long. It just wasn't there.
Yep, he tried to bait him again. Not working this time.
Good pressure that time by our defensive line. Jaden Williams out there again.
2nd and 10. Jonesboro will shift the receivers over to the right side. Cross jumper is going to keep it. Design quarterback run over to the left. Call it a gain of 5 or 6.
Yeah, when they get behind the sticks, you can almost count on cross jumper putting the ball in his hands and trying to make a run just to get them in a spot where it's manageable.
So it's Conway defense here now with an opportunity to get a quick 3 and out. 3rd and 6. 3 receivers split out far side for Jonesboro. Pointer over on the near side, and he's looking for him. It's going to be batted down by the sophomore, Prock.
We can get one of those. It's the same spot that Anderson was having some success batting down the ball for Jonesboro. Prock right off the edge. Very instinctive football player. I mean, he's just a young guy, sophomore, right? But he is really, not only is he physically built for the game, but he's a very heady player. He comes from a long line of good football players.
Long line of Procs,
yeah,
linebackers.
Those are some good folks right there.
We had a good one the last 2-3 years. Looks like we're going to have another good one for the next 3 years. Bohannon and Boudreaux back to receive the punt for Conway. Beret holding it, waiting for that pass rush to come. Bohannon's going to pick it up over near the 20 or 30-yard line. Quickly take it out of bounds.
Most guys that do that, the coaches, they're looking for a way to find a place to not be found on the sidelines. I have a feeling our coaches are saying, what a fantastic job, Bryce. That saved about 20 yards.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That might have been pinned real deep. Conway, 2:24 left here in the first half. See if the Wampus Cats can get a first down. Let's get some momentum going. Conway leads 14-10. Going to hand off to Bethune. He's going to find a hole in the middle to the left, and there's going to be a flag thrown right near Bethune.
Yeah, that's never going to be good for us. That's going to be a hold.
Conway offense responding positively.
Well,
maybe might have been a
face mask.
Checking
it's
in.
It's only 2 calls he can make from there. Wow, I would love a face mask call here.
Checking in now is Manny
face
Smith.
Mask.
Yep, going to be a face mask. 15. Is it a 5-yard or a 15?
5 yard. It was just a grasp.
All right.
It wasn't a personal foul.
Gotcha. 5-yard penalty. First down for your Wampus Cats. Student section trying to make some noise over here. Weiss trying to get the screen pass out on the right side to Manny Smith. He makes a cut. Oh, man, we've been waiting for it.
That was juicy right there. Listen, and we were told he would get a chance on the outside edge, but they really wanted him to run vertically just to make sure everything is okay. Instead, what does he do? He goes out and makes 3 guys miss on the sidelines with no boundary out there to work with. I mean, literally, he had about 3 feet to work with. What a great job.
They are going to keep playing it safe with Manny as he's going to come off. Boogie Carr in the backfield now with Weiss. They're going to hand off to Carr. He finds a lane on the left side, spin move in the middle, and he's going to have another Wampus Cat first down.
Already, just with 3 games, we can call that vintage Boogie. He made a great spin move, and he does that so well in the open field.
Quickly back to the line. Weiss looking left. He's going to find Boudreaux on the crossing route. Boudreaux tackled by 2 defenders.
Came up a little high there, our fans as well as I, thinking maybe there was a face mask there, but probably a good no call there.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1 coming up for the Wampus Cats. Hand off to Carr. He's going to get a first down and then some. Stumbling across.
Yeah, Boogie's making it happen with his speed and with that quick one shift, making a guy miss.
1:35 to go here in the first half. Conway with the hurry-up offense. Another handoff to Carr right up the middle.
Did a good job following his offensive line there. There was not a lot there, but what he had was behind his offensive line, so he did a good job following the blocks.
Timeout situation. Conway with just 1 remaining here in the first half. 2nd and 7 at the 10. Going to hand off to Bethune. He's going to try and find some space in the middle again. Gain of a few more yards. And we will be under a minute to play. Third and 2 coming up for Conway.
Bringing in Jaden Williams in the H side.
A tight formation again. Bethune met at the line, and he cannot escape this time.
So this is a case where you've got a chance to get 3 here if you want it. You kept it in the middle of the field. Well, looks like they may be going for it.
4th and 2 coming up for Conway. May try and draw them offside. No, they are going to go for it. Bethune met in the backfield on that left side. I think he's going to be stopped short. It's Conway offense leaving 3 points on the field here at the end of the first half.
Well, you're making some good things happen on the run, so you can kind of see where they're going with that. Really a good spot to get 3 if you can get it, but also you can put the hammer down here, and Coach Kelly likes to put the hammer down. So
yeah, this is just a change in philosophy that Wampus Cat fans are gonna have to get adjusted to, because that's just the new style of offense and like we said, new philosophy that we are going to be seeing from this Wampus Cat offense moving forward. So Jonesboro takes over at the 5-yard line with 12 seconds to play here in the first half. Jumper's going to keep it over on the left. They're going to let this clock run out. They're going to stop. I guess it was a first down, so they're going to.
Uh-oh.
We have an injury on the field.
Jonesboro.
I don't see Jumper up.
No, I don't either. And he went down kind of gingerly.
So it looks like Jumper is down on the field. We're going to go ahead and take a break here in Jonesboro. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
DeBoard Electronics, a trusted name since 1952, is located at 650 Dave Ward Drive, 2 miles west of I-40. DeBoard Electronics offers state-of-the-art options to customize your Yamaha golf cart or your Polaris side-by-side and even your boat. With cutting-edge products, you will look good and sound good when you're cruising the water. So enjoy your time on the lake listening to your favorite tunes thanks to DeBoard Electronics, 650 Dave Ward Drive in Conway.
Back in Jonesboro, still cross jumper still on the field. Injured Jonesboro quarterback.
We have all of our trainers out there as well. We've got Doc Naylor there as well.
A really tough situation here. You were talking in the break of, Jonesboro really just trying to run the clock out here in the first half, and they appear to be calling for the ambulance. So not a good sign here in Jonesboro for cross jumper.
Well, it's so at the end of the half here, we had a good chance to really put some points on the board there, and we were going with the hot hand and trying to make good things happen. Don't make it happen, and you got them pinned. Jonesboro really just trying to run the clock out there, and with every play, there's a chance for something to happen, but hoping for the best for cross jumper.
So here's the situation. 5 seconds to go here in the first half, and they are going to bring this ambulance onto the field. We are going to take a longer break here, try and give some time for all the trainers on the field to do what they need to do, and then we will be back with the action here on Conway Corp.
Don't put your health care on hold.
At Conway Regional, your health and safety are our top priority.
We have extensive safety measures in place to protect you from infection
and a variety of options for you to receive the care you need.
From a telemedicine appointment in the comfort of your own home
to a visit to our medical center or clinics, you'll receive comprehensive and compassionate care.
When you need to visit the hospital, please know that it's safe and secure.
During an emergency, every minute counts. Don't delay your care for fear of COVID-19.
After your visit, we can hold a follow-up appointment through video over our telemedicine system.
Whether you need a primary care visit,
an orthopedic appointment, a visit with a neurologist,
or a prenatal checkup,
surgery, a follow-up appointment,
referral to a specialist,
or emergency care.
We're here for you wherever you are,
no matter the need.
Don't put your health care on hold.
Don't put your health care on hold. Don't put your health care on hold.
For all of your health care needs, Conway Regional is here for you.
Education is all about vision. It requires commitment, investment. So we pour ourselves into Conway students and teachers, schools, and scholarships. A brighter future? Now that's powerful. Conway Corp. Always on. You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things because we do. Conway Corp. Always on.
And we are back live here in Jonesboro. I'm Levi Gilbert alongside Tim Roach. And situation on the field, cross jumper, the starting quarterback for Jonesboro, is still down on the field being attended to. We also have the ambulance out on the field, so they're going to get him taken care of. So here's what we're going to do. There's 5 seconds to go here in the first half, but it may be several minutes before we're able to finish this first half. So we are going to take a break here and move to our slides that we play during halftime and at the start of our games. So that's what you're going to be seeing as we take a break here and let this situation get taken care of on the field, and then we will bring things back here to Jonesboro. So we're going to move to these slides now, and we will come back as soon as we can. Thank you. back in Jonesboro. Starting quarterback cross jumper for the Hurricane with an apparent leg injury. He has been taken off the field by ambulance. And we have 5 seconds remaining here in the first half. Just a really, really unfortunate situation for Jonesboro.
Yeah, terrible way to end the half, and it's just a bad case for jumper.
So coming in now in relief is number 2, Riker Acebo. They're going to hand off to McCoy. And that's going to end the first half. 14-10, your Wampus Cats lead here at halftime. We're going to turn things over now to Jeff Matthews for the Conway Regional Health Systems halftime show.
We don't schedule the appointments, but we connect them. We don't read the x-rays, but we stream them. We don't handle the procedures, but we power them. Here's to running the things that make business run smoothly. Conway Corp, always on.
Welcome back. It's Jeff Matthews, joined now by Jason Kruth, athletic trainer, who is going to be with us to talk about a lot of things that happen in the world of athletics and athletic training. But obviously in 2020, Jason, you talk about the role that athletic trainers have with COVID and how it's really affecting our youngest athletes, high school athletes, but also on the collegiate level.
Yes, it's been a major difference, obviously, is an understatement of the year. But really, when Arkansas Activity Association cleared everybody for resuming activity the first week of June, we'd already been planning for 4 to 6 weeks, and so we had a good idea of what was coming. We started implementing mostly social distancing at the practices and cleaning procedures. And our biggest part there was, number one, educating coaches and parents on what those protocols were and what the benefit of them was. And then secondly, just being on site, making sure that everything was being followed correctly and checking for instance, cleaning products. They're not all created the same. And so we need to make sure that everybody was using something that was appropriate for COVID and had the right time, and that everybody had procedures and policies implemented to help with that. And everybody that we've worked with has done an outstanding job of taking that education and taking the day-to-day changes that have come with it and implementing them to the best of their ability. And that allows us to be where we are today playing football.
And that's actually exactly where I was going with my next question, is the fact that the local athletes, the local coaching staffs, parents, they have done the right thing, and we haven't missed a beat here. And that's not to say that other schools and other communities aren't, but so far so good here in Conway, knock on wood.
Yeah, sure. And even statewide, even though there have been some delays and some changes, a lot of those are out of an abundance of caution. For instance, you'll have an exposure, maybe even outside of school or in the academic setting, from an actual athlete participation area. We've had very, very few issues. And that again, I think is because they've been doing it since June and have taken incremental approach and they're used to the process. The biggest thing that we can say now is the people who are coming to the games, regardless of your feelings one way or the other, we need to follow the guidelines so that we can continue doing what we're doing.
And that's one of the hardest things, because there's a familiarity to everything that we do, but especially like coming to a football game and you sit close to people and you're cheering and you're a part of that, but you just have to handle it differently. And not to sound like an alarmist, but obviously if we don't do it right, this could all go away.
Right. And it's more about, like you said, not to be an alarmist, but we have a lot better understanding now of the virus and the way that it spreads and the things that need to be done than we did in March or April. And so now we're able to basically understand, if you take the right precautions, we're going to be able to continue. And having said that, like you mentioned, that you go to the game and you're used to the way it's always been, and it takes a conscious effort to keep your mask on and be careful about leaning over and whispering in people's, that sort of thing that we're used to always doing. It does take a little bit more thought to the process, but we've all been waiting to get here, and it's worth it to do that one little step to keep going.
Outside of COVID, how is everything else that you're seeing? Kids are hydrating the way that they should. We've still got some warm days before we get to the cool days of fall.
Right. And that in a normal situation, that's always our number one priority this time of the year, is making sure that heat illnesses are abated and then treated properly if we have them. One of the real benefits has been that we've had organized activity on campus all through June and July, and that incremental increase has really allowed for some great acclimation. The biggest hurdle that we've had to overcome is how do we supply water in the COVID situation? And so we've come up with some hands-free options and using gloves and limiting who has contact with certain objects and water bottles and cups and things like that. But we've been able to do it and haven't had any significant issues with the heat.
I want to give you a chance to brag on the folks that you work with. Tell me some stories about the way that you've seen people. We've seen it in our ways that they have taken what we've always known in our jobs and completely tossed it out and found new ways. And there's nothing more important than the health of our kids. And you guys have done a great job. I'm sure you've got some stories of folks that work with you that have done that.
Sure. The one that pops out to me the most would be Jacob Walton Connor, who's one of the athletic trainers that covers Conway High. Like I said, the water has been an issue. And so Jacob had been looking online and did some research and basically figured out a way to use a foot pedal and rig that with the pumper systems that we already use for hydration with a faucet, so that it can be used to provide water. And those things will probably outlast COVID in that's just a good way to do it. And so that's one of the things. The other thing really with the hospital system as a whole, as COVID hit and people were redeployed into different areas and doing jobs that were frankly foreign to them, I have seen nurses working screening stations, working in environmental services, athletic trainers who are working in physicians' offices, doing EKGs. Everybody that I've had contact with is doing something that they don't normally do, and with the vast majority with a smile on their face.
Well, Jason, I appreciate everything that you guys are doing at Conway Regional Health System. Keep it up, the good work, and keep us safe as we continue on in what we hope is a complete football season this year.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. It's Jason Kruth from Conway Regional Health System. Welcome back. Joined now by Wampus Cat cornerback Tyler Garlington. He is in the senior spotlight this week. And Tyler, thank you for joining us. We're getting ready to go on the road for our first game of the season on the road away from John McConnell Stadium. First two games going 1-1. What are your thoughts against the victory against Fayetteville and the loss against Bentonville?
Fayetteville, we were just coming out trying to prove something. And then going into Bentonville, we tried to prepare as much as we could. Our heads weren't in it. We just had to get back to ourselves this week and get ready for the next game.
And you can learn a lot from a loss as much as you can from a win, can't you?
Yes, sir. A lot.
How have the coaches been this week?
They've been cutting down a lot, trying to get back to where we were week one, trying to get focus back, trying to get our intensity back, just trying to get to where we want to be.
Take me back to the earliest memories that you have of playing football. Did you play here in Conway when you were a kid?
Oh, yes, sir. I played in the Little Leagues. I played Optimus football. I played for the Jets. Coach Bowser was my coach. He instilled the mentality in me to just go hard and never quit. All right. So week one, we talked to Bryce Bohannon. He was a Jet too, right? Yes, sir. Me and Bryce been playing for a minute now. Playing back since little kids, like 5th grade.
So is that who you get matched up with from time to time at practice?
Yes, sir. Me and Bryce go 1-1 all the time. Best on best. We try to go against each other. Iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely. So what other things interest you besides playing football on Friday nights?
I go to church. I go to church with my family, and I like to hang out with my friends. I'm a real family oriented guy. I like to hang out with my family. I just had a nephew that was born a couple months ago, so I've been with my family a lot, just getting used to it.
So while you've been going through going to home, we're home for school and everything else, and kind of the quarantine we've all been handling, that hasn't been a bad thing for you.
No, it hasn't. It's actually been a good thing.
I hear you. It's good to get to spend more time with family. And so throughout this senior year, we asked Bryce this and Ben last week. Well, what about being a senior for the Wampus Cats? There's an important responsibility that goes along with that for the younger players, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It's all about setting an example. You know, we want the younger kids to just see what we are preparing for, see what our goals are, and see how we attain those goals.
So who is your position coach?
Coach Pankey is our defensive coordinator and our main coach for secondary. But Coach Robinson is also my coach. Coach Robinson, Anthony Robinson, he's our cornerback coach. He's really been pushing us. He's new to Conway, and we really adjusted to his game plan. And we like having him around. He's just setting an example for us and showing us what it's like to be an intense and a good player.
Well, Tyler, it's been fun to watch you play the last few years, the first 2 games of this year, and we look forward to the rest of your senior season. We appreciate you joining us, all right?
Thank you.
You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things because we do. Conway Corp, always on.
Good evening, Wampus Cat fans. My name is Kennedy Smith, and welcome back to this week's Sports Report. Starting off with volleyball, the Lady Cats competed against the North Little Rock Lady Wildcats on Tuesday night. Conway swept North Little Rock in just 3 sets and advanced to a 3-1 record. Following their win, they traveled to Cabot on Thursday. The tennis teams also faced off against North Little Rock on Tuesday night, which began their conference season. Both the varsity boys and varsity girls teams won all of their matches. On Thursday, along with the volleyball team, they traveled to Cabot for their match against the Panthers. Wampus Cat cross-country teams will officially begin their season on Saturday as they compete in the Little Rock Cross Country Classic, held at War Memorial Stadium. Boys and girls basketball teams recently had their tryouts and are already going to work in preparation for their seasons. We can't wait to see the new additions to the team and see returning players back in action, including Chloe Clardy and Paul Harris. And this wraps up a short but busy week for the Conway Wampus Cats. Let's cheer on the varsity football boys as best we can, since many of us can't be in Jonesboro tonight. I'm Kennedy Smith, and this has been your weekly sports report. Go Cats!
We are back in Jonesboro at halftime. Conway leading 14-10. Wampus Cats just coming out onto the field now. They'll have to go through a few minutes of warm-ups, and we'll have the second half of action. Kind of a mixed bag of emotions here in Jonesboro, as it's great your Conway Wampus Cats are leading, but a really unfortunate injury right at the end of the first half to Jonesboro's starting quarterback, cross jumper, as he was taken off the field by ambulance, an apparent leg injury. So thoughts with him and his family. Very unfortunate injury to end the first half. But let's talk about your Wampus Cats a little bit, as it was a pretty balanced first half for Conway.
Yeah, when you look at the rushing yardage as well as passing yards, 115 and 116 was kind of the balance there. You had Ben Weiss go 13 for 19, which is really a good layout for him. He really spread the ball out. Wes Boudreaux led the Wampus Cats with 5 catches, but you had 5 or 6 guys getting the ball there.
Yeah, you look at the team a year ago, was really just 3 receivers that were getting the majority of production in terms of receptions, and really it was really just 2, Bryce Bohannon and Shane Smith. So definitely, because of this new spread offense, doing a great job of just spreading the ball around a lot more than what we've seen for this Wampus Cat offense in the past. And the rushing game coming up big for Conway here in the first half.
Yeah, Boogie Carr has been a really nice compliment to the success of Jamal Bethune. Bethune has another great first half, 80 yards rushing in the first half, and Boogie Carr with about 25-26, but they were really exciting, 25-26 yards.
So obviously things a little different tonight here in Jonesboro. Anytime we're on the road, we tend, because of the size of our crew, even though our crew has been, reduced in size this year because of COVID concerns, but still not a lot of room typically for visiting press and press boxes when you're on the road. So we always elect to be in the stands. We are of the people, for the people, and with the people. That's how we do it here when we're on the road. And Tim, we've talked about all the firsts this year, the change to the broadcast team, but This is your first road game. Different experience.
It really is. I see you guys over the last 2 or 3 years. It looks like you guys have a lot of fun when you're out in the stands. It kind of reminds me of Wrigley Field. I'm a Cubs fan, so I enjoy getting this. Now, we're not really around a lot of folks because of the way we've kind of spread out from a COVID perspective, but still like being really kind of in with the Conway fans. These are great fans.
We set up this huge, I think it's a 10 by 20 tent right in the middle of the stands, and allowed us to create a lot of space for ourselves and for the other fans that are here. Very well-traveled Conway group tonight.
Our little elves did a great job to make a quote from last week. So Santa's elves have done a great job.
Well, we're glad to be able to bring this game to you. Of course, all of the new protocols with COVID. I think they only had 200 tickets available to sell to, or 300 initially. I think they gave them to families first, gave them the first dibs. So not a lot of opportunities to come on the road. Of course, it's the longest travel in terms of road game for Conway this year. So however you're watching tonight, we're glad to be able to bring this to you. And we said it in the very first week, we will be here doing these games as long as these games are still being played on the field. So about 30 seconds to go until kickoff here. Let's go ahead and return to the field. Nice first half for your Wampus Cats. They lead 14-10. And again, just kind of a strange vibe because of how things ended there at the first half.
And the thing about it is, too, for me, is that the start of the second half has been critical both weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You see, a lot of times you see it in the first series after the second half, where there seems to be a kind of a little bit of a warm-up period. But literally the first play, the kickoff in both weeks, has been both brilliant and awesome and then terrible and tragic. So hoping to see a really good start for the Wampus Cats here. We get the ball first.
Yeah.
A great chance for us to try to add to our lead here to start the second half.
Conway won the toss for the 3rd straight week. Bryce Bohannon has had the magic touch at the coin toss, so I think he's going to be your captain moving forward this year. The protocols, it appears, I don't know the official protocols for the coin toss, but based on what we've seen 3 games in, it appears you can only have 1 player out there for the coin toss. And that player for Conway has been Bryce Bohannon every week.
Keep running him out there. He's doing a fantastic job with the coin toss. Love it.
Another thing we haven't had a chance to talk about, just because of how the injury immediately impacted the game, was Conway going for it on 4th and 2.
Yeah.
Inside about the 5 or 6 yard line, and could have kicked a field goal and gone up 7, but they decided to go for the 6.
Well, you know, and so I can see both sides of the coin there. I mean, you've got a really aggressive play caller in Mark Kelly, and we were really pushing the ball pretty well. We were getting 3 and 4 yard really attempts there and making some good headway. So at that point, you keep the ball, you really work the clock down to nothing, but you still potentially get 6 points. So I don't blame that there. 3 points would have been nice, obviously. That'll be second-guessed by the coaches as they get into the second half and as they look at film. But I still think a really good aggressive approach. We probably would not have seen that last year.
So we've got a change on the kick returners here. Jamal Bethune, but now Boogie Carr.
Boogie.
In the back near the end zone, ready to receive the kick from Roscoe. They're going to do that high kick again. Jamal Bethune coming up quickly to get it. He's going to try and find a lane on the left side, taken down right around the 35.
Jamal does not know the fair catch signal. That's not his friend. He sees the ball. He wants to make some space and make a big play. Great job by Bethune there. That's an extra 10 yards.
Well, that's something that I'm sure Jonesboro saw Bentonville have some success with a week ago, that high kick towards that second level.
Made some good changes over the week.
Conway will start with 3 receivers to the right. They're going to do a quick screen pass out to Wes Boudreaux, and he almost squeezed through there. It's going to be a pickup of 8.
Really nice play. They've run that play 2 or 3 times now, and Wes does a great job after the catch.
See number 21, Wes Boudreaux there, as they're going to flip the 3 receivers now to the near side.
Got Colin Hicks now on the offensive line.
Yeah, we failed to mention the update to Nick DeBoer. We mentioned it when it happened, but haven't mentioned it here to start the second half. It looks like he is definitely done for tonight. We'll have to monitor that progress as we go into our bye week next week.
Yeah, he's got his hat off and knee on ice, so he's done for the night. But he's a strong kid. Hopefully, he'll bounce back.
3rd down and 2 coming up for Conway. A look to the sidelines for the play call. Jamal Bethune's going to move back a little bit and to the left. Going to run that fake and get that quick screen pass out again. But it's going to go incomplete.
Well, a good drive opportunity there, and just didn't make it happen after the first down. So
4th and 4, the 43. Conway's going to be forced to punt away.
Ashton Waller had a 49-yard punt in the first half and an average of 46.
And Brody Williams is backing way up now. He's going to get another deep kickoff. Brody Williams is going to take it over on the far side. He's going to get a big gain here as he goes out of bounds near the 40.
Well, that was a case of out-kicking your coverage. You see it happen occasionally on the punt team. We had a guy there, but at the wrong angle, and he made a good return.
One thing we haven't mentioned tonight, Conway ranked number 7. That's the overall top 10 according to the Democrat Gazette, and Jeremy Muck making that list. They fell to number 6 in the 7A.
You got a hard time finding a better team than Bentonville in the state.
So just dropping down 1 in each poll after the loss to Bentonville a week ago. Now, of course, be a new quarterback in for Jonesboro is number 2, Acebo. They're going to hand off to Charlie Long to start this first possession.
So the mainstays for the Hurricane would be Connor Clark and Long, and as well as Daniel out on the edge, number 11.
Dawson Wagner, and of course,
Dawson Wagner, I'm sorry, yeah.
Kayvon Pointer with the big touchdown in the first quarter. So he's got the weapons if he can get the passes off to him. He's looking for Pointer right there. Nicely placed pass from Acebo.
There was only one over that. His outside shoulder was the only place he could play it. Now he put it on him. He made a good throw, just a little too far, but really, quite frankly, good coverage by Tyler Garlington. He was right in his hip there.
Acebo Jr., the heir apparent for cross jumper, and appears now that he will be the starter moving forward. It's going to be a big shakeup in the 6A with the injury to jumper. Third down coming up for Jonesboro. They're going to run the screen out to the left to Clark, and he is going to get very close to a first down.
It looks like he got a good spot over there as well. Well, they have been right at the sticks on several occasions. Looks like they're going to give it to him.
They're going to call an official timeout and measure this. Last time they did this, didn't have to go very far.
Yeah,
they've
actually given him first down. And they've given him a first down as well. So looks like they're getting ready to move the chains.
Yeah, it looks like we have an injury
on
the far side of the field.
I like it when the official calls for a first down and then they run the chains out. He's telling them to stay back. He called a first down.
Yeah, a lot of confusion happening out there on the field right now. I think that
Tyler Garlington.
Yeah, Tyler Garlington out.
Coming off on his own power, though. That's good news. A lot of fast action on the boundaries when you have a guy as big as Connor Clark getting out there on the edge. That's where they're going to go. I mean, if they need a play to happen without really knowing what Riker can do, you're going to see some of his main weapons get involved for sure.
Brooke Mines, trainer, getting out there quickly alongside Jacob Walton Connor.
Dr.
Jonesboro's ready to run a play, but they got to wait. All right, 1st and 10 for Jonesboro. Acebo looking right. And he's going to throw straight to Conway. Ashton Waller with the interception, and he's going to take it out near the 47.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was a wrong route there or if he just overthrew his intended receiver, but that literally hit Ashton Waller in the number 6. Made a great play after he got it. Sometimes when the ball hits you right there, that's a hard catch because you've got to get ready for it. Great play by Ashton Waller.
Third turnover tonight for the Hurricane. 2 fumbles. Well, 3 fumbles in the first half. 2 of them recovered by Conway. Now the interception by Acebo. Weiss looking left, going to find Bryce Bohannon. He's going to get close to a first down, gain of 9.
Smart play by Bryce, got what he could, stepped out of bounds, didn't take the hit.
He got hit really hard in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Going to do what he can to avoid that again. 2 receivers to each side for the Wampus Cats, and they're going to hand off to Carr. Carr finding a little space in the middle. He's going to pick up the first down.
Literally had his hand on his blocker in front of him, making sure that he was going to find the right spot behind his blocker. Great seasoned play by a young guy, Boogie Carr.
Junior Andre Reed making the play for Jonesboro. First down. Weiss, he's going to keep it, try and pick up a few yards out here on the left side. He's going to get a gain of 2.
Good hard run by Weiss there, but really Boogie Carr on the outside edge did a great job of picking up the block, or Weiss gets in trouble there from his backside. So good job by Boogie just to make that play happen.
Bohannon, Williams, Boudreaux, and Mosby, the receivers for Conway. They're going to find a little screen to Bryce Bohannon. He shakes off a Jonesboro defender and is going to get it close back to the line of scrimmage, and that could have been much worse for the Wampus Cats.
Well, and the guy that he broke out of the tackle from was Cameron Clark, who's one of their best defenders, linebacker number 3. And that's just Bryce Bohannon being Bryce Bohannon.
Call it a loss of 1. 3rd and 9 for the Wampus Cats. Weiss looking out to the right, and he finds Micah Mosby. Going to cut through the middle of the field, pick up the first down.
Love that play. Micah Mosby after the catch, and he's, again, just a matchup nightmare for folks. He's 6'3", great hands.
Slicing through that Jonesboro defense. Good read by Weiss. Weiss looking over to the left again. It's going to be incomplete as he was targeting Bohannon. 14-10, Conway leads, 8:28 here in the third quarter, and the Wampus Cats are driving. Weiss going to hand off to Carr. Carr making a cut there in the middle. I think he's going to have another first down for the Wampus Cats.
Going to be close. So when we've been behind the sticks, we've gone to the run. That's been an interesting ploy by Coach Kelly.
You're right. It's going to bring up 3rd and short, and they'll go to Carr again. It's going to be a short gain. Not sure if he had enough on that one. I think that's going to bring up 4th down and short.
Brings up 4th down and 1.
4th and 1. Last time Conway faced a similar situation. At the end of the first half, they went for it. Looks like they're going to do it again. Trips to the right. Going to get the call from Coach Kelly. See how they handle these pressure situations. Conway's going to call a timeout. We will take it with them. 30 seconds and we're back here on Conway Corp. Upcoming for the Wampus Cats. They take a timeout to talk it over. You got to think they're definitely going to go for it coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm looking for our kicker. And you can know him by his shoes. That's right. I'm looking for the fluorescent orange that I do not see.
He's on the sidelines.
He's on the sidelines. I see him. He's not on the field.
Is this Conway going to come out in that heavy formation? I think that's, Jamal Bethune. He's going to walk into the end zone. 13-yard touchdown run for Jamal Bethune, his 3rd of the night.
Trust him in pretty much any scenario where you got to have just a short amount of yards. Once he got past the line of scrimmage, they were stacked completely in the box.
Well, it was an interesting formation, one that we haven't exactly seen yet, because they had Garrett Sanders in the backfield as well as an extra blocker. Think of it more like a traditional fullback type situation, because they had Williams at the H-back as well. So nice new wrinkle for this Mark Kelly offense, and Mejia is going to put the extra point up and through. Conway leads now by 11, 21-10, 7:18 to go in the third quarter. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
Arkansans appreciate community. We work and raise families, care for our neighbors, and come together in good times and bad. At First Security, that local strength is what we love best about our home state. There is commitment here, and heart, and hope. Thank you to everyone who is standing together, learning from one another, and making Arkansas a place we all love to call home. We're proud to be your community bank.
Wampus Cats taking advantage of a Jonesboro turnover. Ashton Waller with the interception, leading to a great possession from this Wampus Cat offense, capped off with a 16-yard touchdown run from Jamal Bethune, his 3rd touchdown run of the evening.
Having an absolutely killer night. Now, and that's the kind of drive that really that you wanted to see out of Wampus Cats coming out of the second half. Coming out for the second half. Really kind of methodical.
Mejia will kick it away from the Wampus Cats, trying to pin it in that corner, but it is going to go out of bounds. That's going to give Jonesboro great starting field position here.
Yeah, that's the first kicking mistake for Adrian. He's done a great job of pinning the returners down in the corner, but that one got away from him just a little bit.
5 Sports Live on Twitter, 5 Sports on Facebook. You can always chat with us in the YouTube chat as well. We are glad to be able to bring you the action tonight all the way from Jonesboro. About a 2.5-hour trip from Conway, depending on which route you take, and if you maybe make a stop in Bald Knob at the Bulldog. First play for Jonesboro here. Pass complete to Clark.
First of all, I love the Bulldog. It's a great place to grab a bite to eat, so I love that place. But so, again, 7 catches for Connor Clark in the first half. He's already got 2 or 3 catches here in the second half. You're going to see a lot of that.
Senior with an offer from Incarnate Word. He's been a big playmaker for Jonesboro early this season. Sebo under pressure, and he is going to get sacked. Who was it? The sophomore.
Robinson.
Jaden Robinson.
Yeah, that looked like a little bit of a blitz package, and Jaden was in his grill before he could really make a move.
Jalen McEwen limping off the field there. Have to keep an eye on him, get him checked out. There have been a number of Wampus Cats limping off the field tonight. You hate to see that here in your final non-conference game. Maybe might be a cramp for McEwen. It's like his legs locked up a little bit. Back on the field, Acebo's looking deep to the left side, and he finds Clark. Waller coming in, almost got a hand on that one.
He's just an absolute load. I mean, he's what can you say? He's a really good player, and they're going to keep working him. So we're gonna have to find an answer for him.
Jerry Coleman on the field now at corner for your Wampus Cats. He's filling in for Tyler Garlington, who was injured a possession ago.
It's Jaden Williams.
Jaden Williams making the defensive play out there.
I love his energy. He's just a fantastic young man to begin with, but boy, he really loves to just play sports.
Nick Miller checking in. 2nd and 9. They're going to hand off to Charlie Long. He'll string it out on the left side for a short gain.
Made a good decision just to turn that up and get what he could out of it. Brings up a manageable 3rd and 4.
Jaden Williams staying on the field, I believe, unless I'm mixing it up with Lever and Floyd again. We will see. Oh, there he is. He almost gets the sack. Instead, it's going to go to Troy Wiseman.
Yeah, he completely disrupted the play there. When you're a quarterback and you're trying to throw it over Jaden Williams, it's going to be a tough decision to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for the best student section in the state.
4th down and 4 coming up for Jonesboro. They're going to keep the offense on the field, trailing 21-10. Conway defensive line does not jump.
Connor Clark's lined up as a regular tight end position on the far side.
Sebo looking right, gets it off quickly. Out to Pointer, but it's going to be impacted by Jaden Robinson.
Yeah.
Incomplete. Conway takes over on downs.
What a great series for Jaden Robinson there. Was really involved in almost every play. Had a sack, a really, really good tackle, and then broke up a pass play that was going to go for a 1st down.
So 4:46 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Conway leading by 11, and they will take over on offense. Weiss looking to the right, and he is going to be sacked.
Sacked behind the line by Shamar Anderson.
Ryan Cranford.
And also Shamar Anderson, number 44. Really, I mean, their defensive line is, again, not as big as Bentonville. We keep saying that, but they're super fast. So going to have to get a hat on somebody there, give Ben some time.
3rd sack of the night. Against Conway, Manny Smith checking in. He's going deep. They're going to find Wes Boudreaux. He's going to pick up a gain of around 10 yards, bring up 3rd and 6.
That's a manageable spot. Now you're still behind the chains, but it's manageable.
They're going to find Manny Smith in the flats on the right side, give him a chance to make a move, and he makes some Jonesboro defenders miss, and he is going to get his first touchdown of the season, his first night of action. No flags on the field. Call it a 50-yard touchdown reception for the junior Manny Smith.
Was anybody on our side of the field worried about the fact that he caught the ball about 5 or 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage and had about 6 guys in front of him? Not me. This guy makes everybody miss. Just incredible instincts with the ball. Great to see him make that lateral move. What a play.
That's just what
Wow.
he does. The big
Wow.
playmaker, and a great job by Ben Weiss as he was under pressure. He makes a move and avoids getting sacked and finds Manny Smith for the 50-yard touchdown reception. 28-10, Conway taking over here in the second half. 30 seconds and we're back here on Conway Corp.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
Conway has scored 14 unanswered points here in the third quarter to take a 28-10 lead, 3:46 remaining in the third quarter.
This is the kind of, we talked about it right as we came out of the second half. We really wanted to see something good happen in the second half to make a momentum switch, and really seeing it now.
And they've been trying so hard to give Manny Smith a few touches tonight. They've really managed his time on the field. Jonesboro is going to get a big kickoff return here, and it may turn into 6 points. Troy Wiseman can't make the play. They're going to get him down near the 5-yard line.
That'll turn some momentum back around the other way. So Jonesboro did a really good job on our side of the field in terms of blocking and gave him the lane, and that's some speed there by Barre.
Will Barre, the big kickoff return. Gonna set things up well for Jonesboro. Of course, if you're just joining us tonight, the story for the Hurricane, the loss of their starting quarterback cross jumper right before the end of the first half, taken off the field with an apparent leg injury. And Acebo now taking over. He's gonna hand off to Charlie Long.
Troy Wiseman on the tackle there. Great edge tackle on basically a one-on-one play.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal for the Hurricane from the 8-yard line.
We'll bring up 2nd down and goal.
Coming up on 3 minutes to play. Acebo looking to the left. He's going to run to his right. He is going to get wrapped up by Maurice Freeman. Late flag coming in.
Tackle number 5, Maurice Freeman. Flag on the play.
Called from the side judge. Conference here to see what's going on, how it's going to play out. Really good play by our defense, by the way, stringing it out there, trying to keep him contained.
This defensive line having much more success this week. They're going to call a face mask.
It's not a first down in high school ball, so it's a 5-yard penalty. And so they do get closer, but it's still not a first down.
bring up 2nd and 5. And we're going to have another flag out on the far side of the field. Troy Wiseman saying a false start on Clark.
So what Jonesboro has done, and when I watch the game film for Cabot, they do a fake hand clap as their snap, and so when you run that, and they run it a lot. They don't just do it just here and there. They do it a lot. So occasionally you'll get an offensive lineman to jump.
2nd and goal from the 10. Conway fans coming alive here in the visiting stands. Acebo's going to look to the right, and he is not going to be able to connect.
Good coverage there on the outside. Trying to see who that was on our coverage.
I think it was
Ashton.
Waller.
Yeah, Ashton made a good play. That ball was thrown to the very far outside of the boundary and really not a catchable ball at that point. We're getting some pressure as well. We're getting some edge pressure, which is for the new quarterback, it's going to be a little bit unsettling.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. And here comes Jaden Williams. Oh, he slips away, but he is not going to slip away from Trey Banks.
Now, Jaden really completely disrupted the flow of the play. Didn't quite make the tackle, but really took care of really where the play was going. Brings up a 4th and goal from the 15.
So this Conway defense, back's been against the wall a few times tonight, and they've been able to come up with some big plays. The 2 fumble recoveries in the first half. Goal line stand here in the 3rd quarter.
The kickoff goes all the way down to the 6-yard line, and they held them from there.
It's going to bring up about a 32-yard field goal attempt for Roscoe. Kick is up. It's got enough leg. It is good. 2nd field goal for Roscoe tonight, cutting the lead now 28-13. Minute 50 to go in the 3rd quarter, 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp.
Helton's Wrecker U-Haul has the service you need. Whatever the automotive problem, Helton's has the diagnostics to repair it. If you're moving across town or across country, Helton's is your #1 choice for U-Haul in Conway. We have a wide selection of packing supplies for every aspect of your move. Also, we sell and install hitches. Call 327-4696 for a quote. At Helton's Wrecker U-Haul, we are always on our toes. Give us a call at 327-7681.
So after the really long kickoff return from Beret that put Jonesboro in 1st and goal position, Conway defense stepping up big and leaving just 3 points for Jonesboro.
You get 1st and goal from the 6. That's a tough spot for the defense. And boy, what a really big momentum change. I know they got 3 points, but that's 6 waiting to happen right there.
So 28-13 the score. Your Wampus Cats leading by 15 points. We'll see what Bryce Bohannon can do here on the kickoff return as he's trying to find some space in the middle. It's going to be taken down right near the 30-yard line.
They made something out of nothing there. That's just Bryce Bohannon just really making people miss, getting all he could. Never quit.
We finally get to see Jaden Williams showing up on the defensive line.
And he's made plays.
He has. I'm going to say it looks like he likes it.
We haven't seen him as much on offense since he's been on the defensive side of the ball, but quite frankly, right now, as much as disruption as he's causing, that's okay.
Yep. Dylan Silverman Barnes checking in right now for Williams. They're going to find Boudreaux out on the right side. It'll be a pickup of around 9 yards.
Checking the stats on Will, but that's about catch number 8 or 9 on the night. Really working over that quick hitch.
4 receivers near side, 1 far side. And they're going to go deep to Bryce Bohannon. Bohannon, no one near him. Call it a 61-yard touchdown reception for the senior.
I don't know how you don't have somebody's eyes on Bryce Bohannon, but that was about the easiest pitch and catch you will ever see. You know, Ben did a great job there of just throwing the ball up and letting Bryce run under it. There was nobody within 30 yards of him.
Credit to the offensive line as well. There's been some struggles tonight, giving Ben Weiss time to go deep, and he had more than enough time there. Perfect pass placement and a busted defensive assignment for Jonesboro leads to another quick 6 points for your Wampus Cats. PAT is up and good. 35-13. Wampus Cats lead with 1:13 to go in the third quarter. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
Take it outside, boys!
Johnson's down the right side. He crosses over to a corner and shoots. Oh, no! Oh, brilliant.
You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Tell your insurance provider you choose All Clean USA.
Mom said take it outside.
Wampus Cats have scored 21 points here in the third quarter as this Conway offense has come to life. The latest here, 61-yard touchdown pass to the senior, Bryce Bohannon.
I mean, he lined up wide. We had, to your point, we had 4 receivers out here on this side, and nobody got a hat on Bryce Bohannon.
Let me know when you get the update from stats. I'd like to know Bryce's line tonight. I think that's his first touchdown reception on the season. Let's see if this Conway kickoff coverage can stop Beret, and they do.
He's a dangerous fellow, Will Beret.
Jonesboro is going to take over the 26-yard line. This Conway defense has gotten an interception here in the third quarter, as well as a goal line stand. Only gave up 3 points here in the second half.
Yeah, Bryce has 6 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown now.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. And West does have 8 catches for 76.
Wow.
Yeah, big night for West.
Big night for Ben Weiss as well, as he has been pretty accurate. They're going to find Clark out in the flats. It's going to be Jerry Coleman coming up to make the play.
Yeah, Jerry Coleman and Dalen Parker. And while he did get loose, good containment there. We don't want to see him get 6 and 7 yards at a pop, but really came in and made a good, solid tackle. He wasn't going to break out of that one.
Clock ticking. Third quarter almost done.
Yeah, and Connor Clark's going off now.
Kind of reaching a little bit of a point here. If you're Jonesboro, you're already shaken up with the loss of cross jumper.
Yep.
Clark is coming off of an injury last week late in that game against Cabot.
Yep.
Might be time to rest up as you get ready for conference play in a few weeks. Tebow's going to have to throw it away.
So really good edge rush there by Laverne Floyd and Preston Prock. And here's the thing, once that pressure gets there, he did make some time to make a throw, but our coverage downfield never broke down there.
3rd and 5 coming up for the Hurricane. Latrell Brown, new receiver in for Jonesboro. Sebo's going to keep it. It's going to be stuffed after a gain of 2 or 3.
2 sophomores on the tackle there, Jaden Robinson and Garrett Sanders. We may be calling them a lot.
Yes. Well, you've got 3 sophomores starting at linebacker and a junior as well, so names we'll be familiar with moving forward. That's the end of the third quarter, 30 seconds, and we're back here on Conway Corp.
From day one, Centennial has been there for the people of Conway, the people that teach us, protect us, guide us, and work to make Conway better every day. That's why we've donated over $5 million to local organizations and causes, and we have the same commitment to serving you for life's milestones and everyday moments. Centennial Bank, proud to call Conway and Faulkner County home.
Conway Corp is proud to provide internet services to customers who are looking for a reliable, high-speed experience. With speeds up to 1 gig, everyone in your house can surf at blazing fast speeds, whether they're playing games, streaming media, sharing photos, shopping, or just browsing. Learn more at conwaycorp.com.
It is neon night for the student section tonight.
It is indeed. Very bright and colorful.
Yeah. And making some noise, too. Got to love our student section.
4th and 3 here for Jonesboro, and it appears they are going to go for it. Sebo looking left. He's going to connect with Wagner.
Dawson Wagner made just enough separation to get the first down, but the thing about it is, and even though that play went for a first down, Dawson Wagner is a deep threat. He could go Laura anytime.
Having to see quickly what your backup quarterback can do, as he is the backup no more. Trey Banks trying to chase Acebo down, and Acebo just barely getting it off as he's taken to the ground by Banks.
And almost right into the hands of Preston Brock. I mean, literally a little too much zip for Preston at that short range, but that was right in his mitts.
Preston Brock kind of reminds me, I know that we're the Wampus Cats, so obviously I'm going to stick with a cat metaphor here, but kind of like a lion out there prowling around. I mean, let's just call him a Wampus Cat, because Wampus Cats prowl too. But
he doesn't have 6 legs, but he plays like it.
He sure does. What is it, 4 to run with?
Yeah, don't try it.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember. I didn't grow up in Conway, but I'm glad to be calling these football games. Acebo finding Will Beret deep, and that is going to be a 59-yard touchdown connection.
Yeah, so 11 Dawson Wagner and number 12 Will Beret are both very talented. They're small guys, but they are very talented, very fast. If they get an inch, they're going to take it.
35-19. Jonesboro crawling a little bit closer here. They're going to attempt the point after and make it a 15-point game. Kick from Roscoe is up, and it is good. 35-20, Jonesboro cutting the lead to 15. 11:35 to go here in the game. Take a 30-second break and bring you back here on Conway Corp.
You're watching Conway Corp, Channel 5 and 585, Conway's source for local community programming. Here you'll find the Wampus Cats, Conway City Council, here and there featuring local events, burn and breathe that will get your heart rate up and down. Find new adventures on a Away for a Day or grab your sketch pad and draw with Mr. Foy's easel. Plus, learn more about Conway Corp's story. We're creating original programming with Conway in mind on Conway Corp, Channel 5 and 585.
11:35 left in this one. It's feeling pretty comfortable. Jonesboro getting things a little bit closer here.
They're not going away. And you know, last week the final score was 36-32 Cabot. But again, Jonesboro was leading the ball game to the very end. I mean, they're a very talented offense, even without their starting quarterback Jumper. But boy, you've got to have somebody back to stop that kind of play.
Conway expecting an onside kick here, and it will be. It's gobbled up quickly by Bryce Bohannon. What can't he do?
I don't know exactly. I mean, if you're lining up as the kicker and you go, all right, let me pick out somebody.
Right,
I don't think I'm going to pick out Bryce Bohannon.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. I'm guessing the coach will say, can you kick it to somebody else?
He probably said, don't kick it to 20. But you know what?
I thought you said kick it to 20.
When someone tells me not to do something,
yeah, it's hard. I know.
I just want to do it.
Yeah, I know. Ripple.
35-20, Conway leading. See if they can put some more points on the board here, get that lead back to a more comfortable level. Trying to find Micah Mosby. It's a name we haven't got to say too many times tonight. Just one reception.
No, it was a critical one on the third down earlier in the game, but that ball a little bit behind Micah. He almost came up with it. We're not going to expect Coach Kelly to back off of anything. It's going to be running this offense the way it's supposed to be run. Now we're even though the clock has stopped, we've got a little bit of time. We changed out to Boogie.
Boogie Carr in, sophomore running back, picking up a block there, giving Weiss a little more time. Looked like there might have been a face mask in there. Weiss is going to be sacked for a loss.
That's
7 or 8.
That's a missed call. He grabbed his face mask, but the official didn't have a good view of it. It looks like, but that was a face mask.
3rd and 17 coming up for the Wampus Cats. We're under 11 minutes to play.
Correction, 3rd down and long.
Wampus Cats will run 4 receivers to Weiss's right, 1 to the left. This was that play they scored with Bohannon earlier. And there is a missed route out there as Weiss was targeting Bohannon on a deep route. Bohannon with the comeback.
Yeah, that Bryce broke it off at about the 40, and Weiss, they're talking about it now, had him going long. A little bit of a momentum change here. Still up 15 with 10:45 to go, but this offense, as we've seen, doesn't take them long when they get it going.
One thing that's been very different and probably noticeable on the broadcast tonight, just at times how quiet it's been.
Yeah.
Of course, reduced capacity at these stadiums. And it's just been kind of a strange night for both teams. A little confusion out there. Brody Williams hesitated as if he had called for a fair catch.
He's saying that he did, but it was not above his head. When he did the wave, it was below his face mask, and that's actually, you can call it an illegal fair catch signal if they wanted to, but he did not get it up there.
Over to our left, Bryce Bohannon, Ben Weiss, and Coach Kelly talking things over. Imagine they're still talking about that last offensive play for the Wampus Cats.
Coach Kelly is a perfectionist. He likes to see it roll the way it's supposed to.
So after a long touchdown pass for Jonesboro on their last possession, they'll take over again here at the 32. Bad snap. Who's going to get to it first? It is recovered by Conway. Preston Prock.
Johnny on the spot. He's got 6 legs. Gets to the ball quicker. That was a bad snap. He snapped it over his head, and Preston was on the outside edge rush and happened to be in the right spot there. Great break for the Wampus Cats.
3rd fumble recovery for this Wampus Cat defense tonight. Also have recorded an interception, so Conway will take over at the 19. Trips to the right. They're going to hand off to Jamal Bethune. He makes the cut back into the middle. Get a gain of a few yards. We will let that clock tick. Caleb London still in at right tackle, filling in for Nick DeBoard, starter who went down earlier in the first half. Weiss is going to find Silverman Barnes on the quick slant.
It's his first catch of the night. Had a touchdown against Fayetteville. Good to see him get some action.
That will bring up 3rd down for the Wampus Cats. Weiss is going to find Bohannon out on the left side. He's going to pick up the first down and get it down inside the 5-yard line.
Boy, I mean, the last 2 passes by Ben Weiss were right on the money, and so it's in this zone. There are a lot of players out there, and he's finding the right spots.
Here comes Jaden Williams and Garrett Sanders in again. They're going to run that heavy formation. And Weiss is going to keep it this time. He's going to run it in 2 yards for the quarterback keeper. Touchdown, Wampus Cats.
Don't get to see a quarterback under center very often, and that's only the 2nd time we've seen it this year. Good decision by Ben just to push the pile forward. Good movement by the offensive line. That was a good push by the offensive line.
So after scoring in the 20s a week ago, Wampus Cats crossed the 40-point mark tonight here in Jonesboro. Extra point attempt is up and good. 42-20. Conway extending the lead back to 22. 9:31 left in this game. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Corp.
Community is everywhere. Banking where you are, when you need it. On any device. At home. And wherever you play. We're committed to offering excellent service, competitive rates, and convenience in each of our 27 locations and beyond. Visit our website and discover how we can help your community at First Community Bank, where community is everything.
Back in Jonesboro, 9:31 to play. Wampus Cats leading 42-20, and I'll have to admit, Tim, you know, this is only my third game doing play-by-play.
Yep.
I feel like I'm having to whisper because it is
very
very quiet here.
It is a little bit eerie for sure.
On cue, the Jonesboro band picks things up a little bit, making me feel a little bit more at ease. Will Beret, he's been a danger tonight on kickoffs. He's going to get stopped out past the 35.
That guy is some kind of tough. Not only is he fast and small, but fast and hard to bring down. He's a good return guy and a good receiver as well. Well, you know, the momentum shifted dramatically there. You know, we go down, they get a long touchdown pass. We don't do anything offensively, and the first thing they do is snap the ball over their head. So it's the game changes very quickly.
My thanks to Angie Lorraine Robertson, Biscuit's mom, checking in on Facebook. She said, a Wampus Cat has 6 legs, 4 for running as fast as light, and 2 for fighting with all its might. I knew it was something like that.
You can count on her to know that kind of information.
I am not a Wampus Cat alum, but I like to claim all of you.
I couldn't recall it. It was mandatory learning back in the day.
I will be sure to study it more in the future. Coming up on the 9-minute mark here. 2nd and 7 for Jonesboro. Acebo looking out to the right. Quick connection, going to gain about 6 yards there.
That was Barre again. He's starting to make his presence felt in this ballgame. He's a tough guy to handle.
3rd and 3 coming up for Jonesboro. Sebo is going to hand off to McCoy, and the ball is on the ground again. Did they do it again?
They did.
Wampus Cats recovering the 4th fumble tonight. Dalen Parker.
What a stick there on the end, and I'd have to go back and take a look at who actually made the pop. But Dalen Parker comes up with it. Great opportunity for a young man to make a play, and he did it. Dalen Parker, great job.
5 forced fumbles from this Wampus Cat defense tonight, 4 recovered, and the interception.
Defensive side of the ball has been really, really good tonight.
Dalen Parker having a little incident on the sidelines over here. Weiss finds Boudreaux for his, 9th catch tonight?
Catch. Yeah, at least.
Closing in on double digits if he's not already there.
Dalen Parker celebrating with the turnover belt on the sidelines. Good for him.
Kind of may have run into the bench a little bit, but I'll let you use your imagination. It might have been on camera for all I know. Handoff to Jamal Bethune, and he is met in the middle.
Yeah, that play had nothing written on it to begin with. They got good penetration and kind of a wall there.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 4 coming up for your Wampus Cats.
3rd down.
Connor Crutchfield coming off the field, starting left guard for Wampus Cats. They're going to get the screen out to Boogie Carr, and he's going to have room and a blocker leading the way. Can he stay on his feet? Makes another move. Wow.
Oh, my gosh. You got to kind of wait with Boogie Carr to make your call because he looks like he's down 3 different times.
It's an embarrassment of riches, and to think that you've been able to get Manny Smith back tonight.
Wow.
You've got a lot of athletes on the field who can make people miss. They're going to give it to Carr again. It's going to gain a yard or 2 right up the middle.
Boogie's a special player on the edge, and there was also a really good block. I'd have to go back and see who it was, but I think it was a receiver that came back.
I think it might have been Micah Mosby.
Yeah, it was a really good block to spring that right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 8. Weiss looking right. He's going to have to tuck it. Smart decision there to keep the ball.
Marco Event, and we haven't really talked about him much tonight. He's made a few plays. This guy's signed with Arkansas. Really good linebacker. He probably will play defensive secondary for Arkansas, but a really good player there.
It's a 2-yard loss there. Still 3rd and goal from the 10. Weiss looking over the middle. He throws that one short, and it is almost picked off, targeting Jaden Williams.
Yeah, a little bit of a disconnect on what probably the route should have been and what was run. So hard to say where that was, but good thing it was intercepted.
So that brings up 4th down for the Wampus Cats, and they are going to bring in the freshman kicker, Adrian Mejia. This will be a 27-yard field goal attempt. Made 1 field goal already on the year. That was back in the first game, also a 27-yard attempt. Kick is up, and it's going to be pushed to the left.
Field goal attempt is no good. Hurricane will take over. First down.
Jonesboro is going to take over on downs, trailing 42-20.
Yeah, a little bit of a low snap. Trey got it back up, but it kind of threw the timing off, and they were in Mejia's grill pretty quickly there. So probably fortunate just to even get it off at that point.
So we talked about our 3 things, or well, excuse me, your 3 things. Yeah. Tim's 3 things, alliteration. Back in the pregame, what have you thought? What have you seen? What have you been happy with?
Happy with all 3. Bryce Bohannon got the job done. He's got the ball in several different ways. Secondly, we've done a good job, really kind of a good job of containing Connor Clark. Unfortunate with jumper, but then we've had some matchups on the outside that I've enjoyed with our wide receivers. So really, all 3 things have kind of played out there. And you know, you get the big thing for this team is making sure that after a game like Bentonville that you have a good week of practice. You make the right changes, you do some adjustments, and that's what this coaching staff has done. They've done a really good job of getting this team prepared. Jonesboro is a very good ball club.
Yeah, have had a history of success in the 6A the last few decades. Randy Coleman in his 13th season. Sebo is going to find Wagner over the middle for a first down. I had this note since 2001, Conway leads the series 8-1. The single loss was 4 years ago. That's memorable for me for a number of reasons. Namely, it would have been my 2nd game doing color with Jeff, but I was not able to come. I had a very pregnant wife at home. Didn't think it was a good idea to make the trip. Jonesboro is going to get back on the board here. They find Pointer for the 53-yard touchdown reception.
So we've seen some blown coverages on both sides of the ball now. There was no one close to, and again, that's their outside edge receiver, but running down the center of the field. Really just nobody there. That's going to make our defensive coaches come back and coach a little bit more. That was wide open.
Yep, you can see the frustration on the sideline here from this coaching staff, giving up these big plays late. And Jonesboro going for 2 here. They're going to pull within 14 points now, 42-28. 5:11 to go in this one. Conway's going to have to keep their heads in it. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
Attention, please. The news conference will start in mere moments.
Hi, welcome. Good day. I know you have lots of questions about the mysteries surrounding the new Ford Bronco.
We have questions. Over here.
I know you're excited about the new Ford Bronco. The simple answer is Smith Ford is here to help you order and build your new 2021 Ford Bronco.
Come experience Smith Ford's family customer service in Conway, exit 127, right off of I-40.
Back in Jonesboro, the Hurricane cutting the lead down to 14. Conway expecting the onside kick here again. Only Jamal Bethune back. See what Roscoe does here. He is going to kick it pretty hard. It's going to be a foot race to get it. Not sure if we had possession or if it just went out of bounds. I don't see a flag.
Yeah, I think we touched it, and so therefore it's really just can we manage it before it goes out of bounds or let it go out of bounds. It did go out of bounds, I believe. So Jonesboro is a talented team, as we talked about. I mean, that was blown coverage, but they still executed the play. They can put up some points in a hurry, and that's kind of what's happened here. We kind of take a deep breath, and they make a play.
A lot of games across the state already finishing. Of course, we had a little bit of a delay before the end of the first half with the injury to cross jumper. Handoff to Jamal Bethune here, and he is still on his feet, pumping those legs. He's going to have a first down.
Yeah, and they had one of their main tacklers in on the play there, Light, number 54, and they had their hands on the ball trying to rip the entire time, and Bryce wasn't worried about just going down and protecting the ball. He literally just pushed forward to get a first down.
Great job by the offense here to get a first down and keep that clock ticking. Manny Smith checking in for Bethune. Last time Manny Smith was on the field, he took a little pass in the flats, 50 yards for a touchdown. They're going to get a screen pass out to Wes Boudreaux, and he's going to pick up a first down, gain of 15.
Wow, so taking advantage of their pressure coming off the edge and up the middle, actually. We are taking advantage of their pursuit, and that screen is really working right now.
2 straight first downs for your Wampus Cats.
Manny.
There goes Manny Smith. Go, Manny, go. You could probably hear it coming over our mics.
Always exciting when he gets the ball. I mean, you never really know what's going to happen, but you know it's going to be exciting. Good to see him.
3 straight first downs for Conway. Got a final in North Little Rock. It's the Charging Wildcats 35-17 over Fayetteville. Handoff to Bethune, and he finds a lane right in the middle, and he will not be stopped. 22 yards to the end zone. That's number 4 tonight.
Jamal Bethune show. He is, we've put up 48 now, going on 49 points, hopefully. And Jamal Bethune has been in the mix on so many plays, not only the 4 touchdowns, but just really working the ball in returns, in the receiving game. Just with Jamal Bethune having a great night.
We'll have a look at his stat line when we come back after this break. Point after attempt is up and good. 49-28. Wampus Cats answer again. 4:16 remaining in this game. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Corp.
When you're looking for a new home in Conway, why not call on someone who knows the city better than anyone? Velda Luters with Coldwell Banker RPM Group. She has 25 years of experience and understands every aspect of the home buying and selling process. Buying a home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Working with Velda is easy because she knows your needs are unique and she gives you the personalized service it takes to find your perfect home. She loves Conway High Sports and is a longtime supporter of the Conway Wampus Cats and Lady Cats. Find current listings at her website, veldaluters.com, or give her a call.
Turning into a late night here in Jonesboro. The Wampus Cats exploding on offense, 49 points for Conway. Jonesboro has kept battling in this game. They had just cut the lead down to 14. But your Wampus Cats answering with some big plays of their own. 4 touchdowns tonight for Jamal Bethune.
On the return.
I think I got the. Did you get a new stat line too?
Yeah, I'm gonna check it real quick for you.
I just got it from Stats. Scott Taylor, keeping us hooked up tonight. A lot of big numbers for this Conway offense.
I mean, great passing attack tonight. Really spread the ball around. Bryce Bohannon has 7 catches for 112. Wes Boudreaux has 10 catches. And then when you look at the rushing, Jamal Bethune with 127 and 4 touchdowns.
Ben Weiss, the senior quarterback, 26 of 37 for 341 and 2 scores.
Love those stat lines.
We are approaching the 4-minute mark here in Jonesboro.
Long trip back for these Wampus Cats. And a good number of fans here in the visiting stands made the trip tonight.
They haven't left yet.
No. They got to pick up their kids after.
Yeah.
A lot of parents here.
Yeah.
Maurice Freeman running out onto the field and then getting in coverage. Oh, man.
I really want Jaden Williams to get a sack.
He really wants to get a sack. Oh, my. This may be the hardest I've seen him play, and he plays hard all the time.
Yeah, no, he seems to really enjoy this side of the ball. It may be difficult to get him back on the offensive side. We may have some hard choices next week.
You know, it gives you a lot of flexibility for this defense, and the way that these other receivers have stepped up on offense. There may be some matchups throughout the season as we get into 7A Central play in a few weeks that it might make sense for him to be on the defensive line more. Trey Banks.
Yeah, you know, some of that with Banks getting the sack there, again, you credit the coverage, but you also credit the other pressure that's coming. And, again, Jaden Williams took 75, and I'm not sure of his name, but took him and pushed him back into the quarterback with just one big shove. So it's a big player kind of making his presence felt in the backfield.
4th and 6 coming up for Jonesboro. They're going to stay on the field. Sebo looking to the right. Pass is complete. Trey Roberts
Great play.
in defense, and it's not going to be a first down. Conway will take over on downs.
Yeah, it's a great play by Trey. Really good coverage. Let him make the catch in front of him, but knew where the stakes were and really made a good wrap before he could get a first down.
See what this Wampus Cat offense looks like as it comes out. Might be some new faces to call.
Yeah, Michael Hardaway.
Michael Hardaway.
Yeah. Andrew Sides, number 22, is a running back.
New lineman in as well.
This guy can run the ball. He runs the ball really hard. If he gets a chance, hopefully he will show that.
Jack Dawson in at right tackle. Here's a look at Sides. See if we can get some of these names in. Jaden Correa running onto the field. Also getting a look at number 61, Colin Hicks.
Got T.J. Mickens. Is that T.J. Mickens on the end? No, it's number 16.
Benton Moss.
Benton Moss, yeah.
Senior receiver. Nathan Moix back in as well.
Good hard run by Sides, protecting the ball, just trying to make what he can out of it.
It'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
This is something you don't get to see much with the Coach Kelly offense, and that is just running some clock.
Yep, under a minute 20 to go here in this one. 3rd and 8 coming up for your Wampus Cats. Hardaway rolling out to his right. He finds Moix for a first down. Moix might have a little more. He runs into his own teammate there, Benton Moss. Might have kept him from scoring there.
Well, that was a very athletic play by Michael Hardaway. Came all the way to the boundary, let his receiver come open, worked really hard to get him open, and found him on the right spot. And Nathan Moix made a couple of really good moves.
Well, listen, as we've seen tonight, you're always one play away from getting into this game. It's the unfortunate reality. We saw it happen with cross jumper. Michael Hardaway going to have to stay sharp. Saw Hardaway come in a few snaps a week ago against Bentonville. Had some designed runs.
Yeah, they have some packages signed for Michael for sure.
And that's going to do it here in Jonesboro. Your final score tonight, the Wampus Cats putting up 49 points, beating Jonesboro 49-28. The defense, 4 fumble recoveries, 1 interception. It was a big night on offense all across the board.
Yeah, we spread the ball around fantastically with our wide receivers. Wes Boudreaux with about 10 catches. Bryce Bohannon with 7. Weiss did a great job of really finding the right receiver. Had some big plays. We gave up some big plays on defense, so we'll get that corrected going into an off week, and then get ready for Southwest.
Yep, here's how it's going to work. Our non-conference schedule is over. Conway plays their 3 non-conference schedule games in the first 3 weeks of the season. They take that week 3 as their bye week, so no game for your Wampus Cats next week, and then conference play will start the week after on the road at Little Rock Southwest, the Griffins, in their new stadium. It'll be fun to make that trip. We'll have all that action here on Conway Corp. On behalf of Maggie, John, Javon, Ryan, Justin, Kara, and Stats, Scott Taylor back in Conway sending us all the good numbers tonight, and there were a lot of them. We appreciate all the work from this crew, and we've got a long trip back to Conway, but it'll be a good one because your Wampus Cats were victorious.
That's right.
He's Tim Roach. I'm Levi Gilbert. We'll see you in 2 weeks for 7A Central play.